Hey guys, Shanti Phillips here, doing a late Saturday night live stream. I haven't ever done a Saturday night live stream like late. I did one, I think in the afternoon, like a week or so ago, just to try an afternoon one. But figured I would try like a late night Saturday one. I'll still probably do one tomorrow too. I usually always do one after I go on the walk. So I do like the 10-mile walk around the neighborhood 3 times a week. So I usually do that. One of the days I do that is Sunday. So I always usually do one around then. So yeah, and then when I people are saying like, "Where are you?" when I'm because I push the live button, but before I go live, I post the links around. Because before I didn't do that, I didn't realize that you could get the chat, the live stream link ahead of time and post it. So I've been doing that now, as opposed to doing that when I first start. But I'll go through some of the questions on here, and if you guys have any super chats or anything like that, that's on here as well. But let's see here. Someone says, "Do you have body bags on Blu-ray?" Yeah, yes, I do have body bags on Blu-ray. That's like one of my favorite of the, sort of lesser known or at least lesser talked about anthology films. And a lot of and I've talked about that. If you guys didn't see it, I did a video on out of print, the out of print horror movies in my collection, and a lot of stuff from Scream Factory is going out of print, and I think they have a link up where you can go and get like some of the ones that are just about to go out of print. So if there's any ones that you guys want, there's only like because the way it works is like once they're off their site, then everybody like starts selling them for like 3, 4 times the price. Because I didn't even realize Deadly Eyes. That was one I forgot to mention in the last out of print one. Someone told me that sells for like $150. So it's kind of crazy how much because that I think went out of print like not too long ago, I believe. So it's crazy how much the prices can go up so much. Someone says, "What's that toilet paper behind your bed?" No, that's not toilet paper. That's a sound machine thing that makes like a white noise sound. I can't sleep at all in silence. Some people in their house and stuff like that, they keep it real silent. I've always have to have like a sound machine or some kind of a sound thing like in order to sleep. So that's what that is. It's not a toilet paper thing, though. Someone says, "Love your channel. Been watching since 2006. You and Wetway one of the reasons I started my channel. Keep up the great work. I always look forward to your videos." No, thanks so much, and thanks for watching for so long now. It's crazy to think of like that I've been on YouTube for that long. And I know I've talked about that before, but it's just like man, it's like over 14 years of like, and I've never and I was thinking that talking to my brother recently. I was thinking how funny it is that I haven't watched anything, movie wise that I haven't like in one way or another talked about in like a DVD video or anything like that since like 2006. So probably 2007 is when I think I started doing the DVD update video. So it's like I literally have talked about everything I've watched for the most part. There are some things that I haven't discussed, but like some stuff that I bought or whatever. But for the most part, I've talked about pretty much everything, or at least shown everything that I've gotten since then. So I've pretty much documented like everything when you think about it. Let's see here. Are you going to answer my question this time? I'm sure I will. Like as long as I see it, and like with the questions and everything, if I get like a super chat question, I realize now you can click on it, so then I don't lose my place on the list because originally I didn't realize you could do that. So anytime I would get a super chat thing, I would scroll down to where it was. So then I would totally lose the place of the list. But a lot of times people say, "Oh, I noticed you squinted the screen." It's because a lot of times too, I'm trying to make sure I remember exactly where I was with the question so I can get back to, exactly to where I was because I try not to miss any of the questions. Let's see, how often do you watch anime? Don't lie to you. I never actually watched any anime or adult anime or anything like that. I've not really watched much at all, honestly. So I don't honestly know anything about it or anything. Hey Sean, I want to buy your home movie collection. I paid top dollar. Are you ready to sell? No, no, Steve. I think I'll pretty much die with it at the collection. Honestly, there's a new documentary that I'm working on physical media, and I was kind of talking about that in it. Do you watch UFC? No, I've never watched much UFC. I've seen like some clips and stuff like that, but never like watched the whole full thing or anything like that of it. Someone said, "What's your favorite hotel and casino in Vegas?" Probably my favorite hotel, at least the one that I like to stay at, just because I like the look of it, is the Excalibur. Like, there's a lot of problems that we've had in it, The one room we stayed at one time was right near where the grease traps were, and then they emptied out the grease traps at night, and it let out the most putrid, terrible smell. Like I remember when I like we had to have like the air conditioner wasn't working, and the guy came in. And there's this guy that works in the Excalibur who's probably like 6'9", maybe he might even be 7 feet. He's one of the tallest people I've ever seen like at a casino working there, or pretty much anywhere working anywhere. He's probably one of the tallest people in the world, and he came in wearing this gas mask, and I said, oh, what does that smell? He's like, oh yeah, the grease traps, and he's like, you should probably switch the room if you want. And then I went down there and told them at the front desk, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" I said the guy was wearing a grease mask. I mean, breathing mask and everything, saying how bad the smell was. And this guy worked there, so it was kind of like, but the guy like didn't believe me and want to argue with me. It was a real weird thing, but I love that casino. I see a $5 super chat here from Silhouetted Animator. Thanks so much, Silhouetted Animator, for your $5 super chat. Like I said, guys, I really appreciate the super chats, a huge help to the channel and the videos. But let's see here. One of those Nicktoon MOD releases that went out of print recently, sadly because bought it back was Doug. It's crazy pricey now. Have you heard of it? Says brought back Doug. Do you mean like the Doug, when they brought Doug to Nickelodeon, or the actual series of Doug? Because I guess those might have gone out of print. I didn't realize that they weren't selling those ones anymore. I could see though, if you mean with the original Doug that was on Nickelodeon, I could see them doing like a box set of that at some point, like a whole series, like an official one. Because yeah, if you guys don't know what MOD means, that means manufacturer on demand. So that means if somebody orders a copy of something, they end up, as somebody orders it, the company ends up producing the discs, as opposed to them like making like 10,000 copies, 5,000 copies, and having like a whole ton of them. When somebody orders them, they make them, and they're sometimes the discs are pressed discs, usually more often with Blu-rays, but usually they're burn on demand. So on the bottom of the disc, they're like a blue disc. But yeah, I didn't know that Doug went out of print. I'll have to look up into that one. And I see a $2 super chat here from Silhouetted Animator as well. And he says, because Disney bought Doug, I mean, oh, so that must be, oh, yes, I guess if Disney, because Disney brought back Doug for that Disney's Doug, which I didn't like that one too much. That came out like a couple years after the original series ended. But I never knew that series, if you mean Disney's one that they made, I never knew that one actually had a physical release. Let's see here. And like I said, thanks so much though for your both of your super chats. Let's see, where are we now? Watch UFC. I talked about the casino. What am I saying about casinos? But my favorite one, my favorite thing in Vegas to do, which is kind of weird, is I just love kind of walking. I've always been into walking, so I love walking through the casinos. And then I like to walk through, because you can walk from the Excalibur Casino and then go directly from Excalibur into the Luxor, and then the one into Mandalay Bay. So it's really fun. I don't know, at least I like it, just kind of walking through that and then back and forth. It's something I really, really like doing. But I see a $5 super chat here from As Told by Gonzo. Thanks so much, As Told by Gonzo, for your super chat. Hey, Sean, love your videos. You have been mentioned among me and my friends for years. Have you seen Sean's new video yet? Well, thanks so much, As Told by Gonzo, and thanks for talking about my videos to your friends and like telling people about them and all that kind of stuff. Like I really appreciate all that kind of stuff. And I see a $5 super chat here from Ryan's Treasures. Thanks so much, Ryan, for your $5 super chat. Like I said, guys, appreciate the super chats. A big help to the channel and the videos. But Ryan said, speaking of Nicktoons, have you gotten the SpongeBob SquarePants The Complete 10th Season DVD? Yeah, I got that one. I talked about that in a couple videos back. I can't remember how long ago it was that I talked about it. I think it came out like maybe a month ago or a little less than a month. But yeah, I talked about that one. And then I have as well that it's not like I don't think it has all the episodes, but it's like the first 200 episodes or top 200 episodes of SpongeBob or something like that. I do have that one as well, though. But like I said, I don't know if that might be missing some of the episodes. And I believe I see a couple other super chats that came in here as well. Let's see. I don't want to make sure I don't miss any of these ones. This one here came from Gears X. Thanks so much, Gears X, for your $2 super chat. He says, "Have you watched The Crow?" Yeah, if you mean like the original Crow film with Brendan Lee, yeah, I absolutely love that movie. Watched that so many times. I know they were talking about doing a remake with Jason Momoa, and I believe it got like canceled or something like that. Which would have been kind of interesting to see him in that role. Like I feel like he would have done a good job playing that kind of part. Let's see here. But yeah, I absolutely love the original one, and the sequels were okay. I always kind of like that one too. Eddie Furlong was in, one of the later ones. Slippery Moose Cakes gave a $2 super chat, and thanks so much, Slippery Moose Cakes, for your super chat donation. Like I said, guys, super chats are a huge help to the channel, and also Slippery Moose Cakes. I know you've been watching the videos for years because I've seen your comments like since early days. So thanks for watching for so long. And he said, long time subscriber. When will Joe Franz return? I don't know. Like I haven't talked to Joe Franz and like really talked to him in years. Like a little while ago, we started talking again a little bit. Like if he ever was out in this area, it'd be great to do some kind of a video with him again and that kind of stuff. But if you guys want to see Joe Franz, just search Joe Franz on my channel, and you guys can see like early vlogs and all that kind of stuff that we did together. Someone said thoughts on Kung Pao. Yeah, Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which was Steve Odekirk's like a parody movie when he took himself and added himself into this kung fu movie from the 70s. I like that movie, and I remember there was all this talk for a while about making the sequel, and then it never ended up happening. But like I don't know, I really wanted to see a sequel to that one. Who will win in a fight, Hulk or Slender Man? I don't know, probably Slender Man, maybe. Hey Sean, I hope you're enjoying your Mother's Day. I hope you're having a nice Mother's Day as well. Um, did you watch all of SpongeBob SquarePants Bikini Bash? Yeah, I saw a lot of the episodes I had seen before, the older ones, but I watched the newer one that was on there. Do you like Alien versus Predator? Yeah, I actually like the that one. I know that when that came out, a lot of people didn't love it. The DVD though has an extended cut of the movie, which is a more R-rated cut of the movie. For some reason, someone told me that was on the Blu-ray as well, but I don't think it is in the U.S. Unless I'm wrong, I don't remember there being the uncut version of Alien vs Predator, the first one, on DVD, at least in the U.S. Let's see here. What's your favorite drink, orange juice or lemonade? I don't drink a lot of like juices and stuff like that. I get a lot of like those tea powder things from like Lipton. I think it's like I don't know what the one that I used to like they got rid of was like a pineapple one, but I think it's like a some kind of a mango-y type thing or something. But I usually have that one a lot. But between both of those, if I had to pick, probably lemonade. Are you going to watch the Valley Girl musical reboot that's on VOD? Yeah, and I definitely will watch that. I don't know if I'll wait for that to come out to Blu-ray or something or not. I can't remember. I was wondering with that Valley Girl remake if that one was originally intended to be a theater release or it was always meant to be VOD. This guy never answers my questions. I try to. I might not get to them, but I'm trying to make sure I get through all of them. Do you watch Hulu originals, Netflix, HBO, or Amazon Prime movies or shows? I watch, some of the stuff that's on Netflix. I do have HBO, so I watch some stuff on there. So I have all those ones though. So I do kind of look up every one's. I mean, watch stuff on them occasionally. Have you ever watched Rawhead Rex? That's actually one of those ones that I bought and somehow never, got to watch that. I need to watch that one. You should work with Sean Whalen from People Under the Stairs. We were in um, two movies together. We never worked together at the same time, but there was one called Blood Brothers, which was directed by Jose Prendes. That one, and he was in that film, and he was also in one of the Caesar and Otto movies. Caesar and Otto's like Paranormal Halloween, but I met him at a convention years ago, but like I said, we never worked together. Hopefully, some point though. And I believe I see a $2.99 super chat here from Kaka Crew. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. So it's CUCA Crew. And thanks so much for your $2.99 super chat. And like I said, guys, really appreciate the super chats. Huge help for the videos and the channel. But he said all-time favorite actor and actress. That's always so tough to say. Like who are some of my favorites? You know what I mean? Like people that I don't know why I always have a hard time with that, like people that I watch, like currently that if I see that they're in the movie, like I'll watch anything they're in, or like people like Bill Moseley, I'll watch like any horror movie that he's in. I'll watch anything with Scout Taylor Compton. I'll watch anything with Danielle Harris. Like there's certain people, like especially horror actors and actresses, that I'll watch like all of their stuff. I watch all Tiffany Sheppus's movies, all that kind of stuff. So there's certain people, mainly in the horror community, like there's stuff that are always watched. And then like people like that are bigger, like if I see like all the main big people too, like Robert De Niro, Tom Cruise, all that kind of stuff, like big name people, whatever. But like I mainly focus a lot on like, horror actors and people who are in a lot of horror films. And I see a couple super chats that came in here. One that came from Art with Horror. Thanks so much, Art with Horror, for your $2 super chat. And he says, "Do you and Brendan still talk?" Yeah, Brendan sent me a message on Instagram a little bit ago. I didn't get to listen to the thing yet, but yeah, we mainly talk through Instagram. That's kind of the main way that we talk now. But 'cause we used to text a lot, but sometimes not really text. We would send audio messages. So mainly the main way we always have talked for the most part is through Instagram, just through like voice messages and stuff. Because he doesn't have an iPhone, so I can't send him the voice messages through the iPhone. So we've always used Instagram or Facebook. And I see and thanks so much for your super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats. Big help to the channel and videos. And I see one from Michael Swift. He gave a $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Michael Swift, for the super chat. He says, Eight-Legged Freaks is one of my favorite spider movies. Can't believe it still doesn't have a Blu-ray release. Maybe Shout Factory will give it a Blu-ray. Yeah, Shout Factory has been putting out more things from Warner Brothers. And that one, is that a New Line one or not? But I think they've done some New Line as well, I believe. So yeah, that would be great if they put it out, or if they put out even if Warner Archive put out an archive release of that one. Like I would love that one to come out. Like I remember seeing that one in theaters. I always like killer spider movies, and then some of the ones that are just regular size ones like Arachnophobia and all those ones. But yeah, that would definitely be a great one to come out. And I see a $2 super chat here from Gears X. He says, "Have you ever tried an Arnold Palmer drink?" Tongue twister, but no, I've never tried Arnold Palmer. Yeah, I see. I sometimes have a problem with R. Any words that have the letter R in them. Uh, so I can mess up those ones really bad. Like a name that as a kid I would never have been able to say was Derek Mears. I would have said like Derek Mears. And I see some super chats that came in here from Silhouetted Animator. He gave a $5 super chat. Have you ever watched Gotham or Krypton? I wish they would have wrapped up the lingering loose ends, but they were fun. I've watched a little bit of Krypton, but I've watched a lot more of Gotham. I really liked Gotham a lot. It's always a shame though with shows though when there's like a lot of things that don't get wrapped up, and there's like in certain shows too if they get canceled before they're really done, like that show Last Man on Earth. Like it ended on this big cliffhanger when like a huge thing was happening in the show, and you're like, damn it, the show is finally going somewhere like big with it, and then it's like it gets canceled. So it always sucks when that kind of stuff happens. Or like there's a show like Alf, where it says like to be continued, and it took them like 10 years to continue Alf with like a TV movie. And I see let's see here, a $10 super chat here from Sober Sunsets. Hey Sean, what season of American Horror Stories do you recommend? Well, out of American Horror Stories, I haven't seen some of the early seasons. I started watching with Hotel. Hotel, though, I thought was a really cool one. If you like stuff like The Shining and things that are set in hotels and that kind of stuff. That one was really good. I also really liked Cult. That one was like Evan Peters was a main part of a lot of the seasons, but he was like that really focused on his character, and that was about him planning this whole thing and kind of causing this revolt and everything. I really liked that one. Roanoke was one of those ones where at first I didn't love it, and then by the end of it, I thought it was decent. The newest one that was in 1984, that was set in a summer camp. That one was kind of hit and miss. Like I thought some episodes of it were better than others, but the way it ended. Out of all the seasons, I found myself thinking about that one more. Kind of felt like I watched like a basically like a 8 episode or 10 episode of thing of like Friday the 13th. That was kind of sort of what it kind of had a vibe of. And I also see some super chats that came in. Another $2 super chat from Silhouetted Animator. Thanks so much, Silhouetted Animator, for your $2 super chat. He says Extro needs a Scream Factory release badly. Well, that one has Extro has a region-free release from Second Sight, which you could watch on an American Blu-ray player. And it's a really good release, so I would definitely recommend that one. And just look up Second Sight Films, and they have a region-free release of that one. And Slippery Moose Cakes gave a $2 super chat. When will you return to Plymouth Meeting Mall? Yeah, Plymouth Meeting Mall. Thanks so much, Slippery Moose Cakes, for your super chat. When it comes to there, if I ever get back to that area again, that was in Pennsylvania. We would basically usually for like Christmas, what we would do was we would go to, and when we lived in Maryland, we would always go to the mall for Christmas. So it was kind of like the thing we would do. We would go there, and we would go to the one of the other big malls that's out there. You probably remember the name better than I do, Slippery Moose Cakes. But we would go out there for this big mall. But Plymouth Meeting Mall was the one that was right near the hotel we would stay at. So we always loved going to the. I don't know why, but I've always been like a mall kind of guy. Not as much anymore because malls don't really have as much that I like. They don't really have as many movie stores really, or some of them have FYE. But I used to always love going to the malls. And I see a $2 super chat here from Bernard Conder. Thanks so much, Bernard, for your $2 super chat. You should become a cam boy, will you? No, I mean like like somebody on like a one of those cam sites or something like that. And the only cam thing I've ever done on here is when people say, I give a donation to take off your hat. That was the only cam boy kind of thing I've done. But thanks so much though for your super chat. And also I see a $2 super chat from Todd Benedict. He didn't leave a question here, but thanks so much, Todd, for your $2 super chat. And like I said, guys, I really appreciate the super chats. Huge help to the channel and the videos. And I see another super chat here from Al. Let me make sure I said this right. It's Al's A Josh, so it's OWSLAJOSH. What are some of your favorite Blumhouse horror films? Also, is there an upcoming horror film you hated at first and then you ended up loving? Upcoming favorite Blumhouse horror films, like The Purge, um, and like Us, Get Out. But I also really really like a lot of the ones they do, like Happy Death Day. Like I like those ones that are kind of like lighthearted, more fun movies. And I really wish the Happy Death Day movies did better. Like the first one did well, the second one just didn't do as well. I really wanted to see the third one, because I know they had it set up for like an interesting thing. But like I actually really like Blumhouse's stuff. But then when it comes to stuff that I didn't like at first and ended up like loving, there are some stuff I can't think of it offhand, like title wise, but there are some movies though that I remember watching, especially when I was younger, like when I was in middle school. Because sometimes if you watch something, if you're in the wrong frame of mind, because like in middle school, a lot of stuff I watched, I was always kind of depressed, and I didn't love middle school. I didn't do too well there. Like the kids were kind of turds to me, and you know what I mean. Like, and so sometimes if you watch something in the wrong frame of mind, it kind of like ruins it for you if you're not like into it. Like I always think of, as stupid as this is, like the Rugrats movie. Like I'm not a huge fan of that movie because that came out when I was in middle school and I was going through a really bad time. I think it was either fifth grade or sixth grade. It might have been, might have not actually been middle school. Might have been. I think it was actually middle school. I'm pretty sure, but I was having all kinds of problems in school and issues, so I never liked to think about Rugrats movie because I remember middle school really bad. I know it's a weird thing, but yeah. So like, there are some stuff that I watched around that time that I watch now, or sometimes there's certain things if you watch it when you're younger, you don't understand it or appreciate it as much. And I see let's see here. I'm making sure I don't miss any of these super chats, and then I'll get back to the regular questions. Um, Predator gave a $2 super chat. Hey Sean, what is your movie collection worth? I don't know. Like, I really like, because the thing is with like the collection with certain movies, like some things can be super common. If you're talking about stuff like Charlie's Angels, or you know what I mean, like certain movies that Godzilla, like it's like certain things that are really common that they released hundreds of thousands of copies of when they first came out, and I mean, like huge numbers. Like they don't release like that anymore, but they did back in the day, like so many copies. That kind of stuff is worth like $1. You know what I mean? But then there's stuff like if I show the out of print video where things can be worth a piece like $30, $40, up to like $150, up to more. If it's like a box set, can be like $300. So it can kind of range. But like as a value, I don't know. Like I always wonder that, but I have no clue like what the actual full value would be. And I see a $2.50 super chat here from Gears X. And like I said, guys, thanks so much for all the super chats this evening. I really appreciate them. Let's see here. This is, like I said, from Gears X. He said, thoughts on Freddy versus Jason. That's one, too, I remember seeing in theaters. And I remember before it came out, though, because I know there was like talking about doing that for years. I remember like how excited I was for the idea of that. And I actually really liked Freddy versus Jason. I wish Kane Hodder was, in that one. But I like that a lot, honestly. And like I'm a huge fan too of Catherine Isabel, who was in Ginger Snaps. She was in the Ginger Snaps films and a bunch of different stuff. See No Evil 2. Was she in See No Evil 1 or no, See No Evil 2, but lots of different movies. So I always really like that one. Let's see here. This is from Bernard Counder. Gave a $2 super chat. I saw the pork chop clip of you and your dad. It was funny. Yeah, that clip of the movie Pork Chop. Yeah, thanks for checking that clip out. Zayon Master 14 gave a $5 super chat. What's some of your favorite Don and Murph episodes to rewatch, and would you ever do an updated commentary on any of them? Yeah, that's a good idea with some of them, like to do an updated commentary track. When it comes to the Don and Murphs, though, a lot of them aren't online anymore because of the music. I think I could upload them again, some of them, onto Facebook, and like mess with the pitch of the music. You know what I mean? If I pitch shifted some of them for like to get away with the copyright, so I could at least put them on Facebook. But favorite Don and Murphs. Some of my favorite ones were like the adventure shows when Don and Murph would like do things like I like the reviews, but the ones that I really preferred were the adventure ones, like when the Mormon character came over and didn't like Donna Murph's show because they had bad language and stuff, and he tried to change the show. Boys Club was one that I always liked. About Murph ends up joining this boys club, and Don wants to know about it, and Murph won't tell him, so he's sneaking around trying to follow him. And that one I always liked too because it took us like almost like a year to finish it because we were originally going to have MJ's frat in the movie, but then we couldn't figure out how to schedule it, and all these different things that got in the way. That's one I really like. I like the summer camp episode. But some of them are up on Facebook, and also there's a website called Daily Motion, and I have a couple of them up on there. So search up coolduder on Daily Motion. You can find some of the Donna Murphs on there. But thanks so much though for your $5 super chat. And I see one here too from Predator, a $2 super chat. Do you appreciate the Abyss for the practical effects? Yeah, Abyss has great, you know, uh, you know, um, real 80s practical effects, the kind of ones that you don't see very much at all anymore. That's one of those movies, though, too. They've talked forever about coming to Blu-ray or coming to 4K, and it's crazy when a movie like that has not even had a Blu-ray release. That and True Lies, are both ones that they're waiting to talk to James Cameron about to get his approval on the transfers, but hopefully, those finally come out because I've been waiting to rewatch those ones again, too because I really want to see them on Blu-ray. Because there's some movies like that you kind of want to see them again if you're going to rewatch them again on Blu-ray. Favorite Edgar Wright, and I see it's $2 super chat here from Matthew Roxas. Favorite Edgar Wright film, mine is Baby Driver. The Baby Driver I really like. But Baby Driver, it's too bad it became a problematic movie. Like it kind of lost its momentum because of stuff with Kevin Spacey, because of all the kind of stuff with that. But it really was a good movie though. But my favorite, I really think, is Shaun of the Dead. That was the first one of his films that I saw, and that one I just feel like is a really fun movie. And I see but yeah, that would probably be my favorite, is Shaun of the Dead. And then I see a $2 super chat here from from Bob Hill. I was thinking from King of the Hill. I was saying Bobby Hill, but from Bob Hill. Uh, the butler wore but less chaps to the bar mitzvah. Oh, well, the butler did to the bar mitzvah. All right. Well, but thanks so much, Bob Hill, for your $2 super chat. But like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats. Really a huge help to the channel and the videos. But now, though, let's try and figure out where I was before I went down for the super chats. Let's see here. I'm hopefully I don't miss any here and try and get back to where I was. Thoughts on the Blair Witch movie, on the old Blair Witch movie? I remember that movie. When I think of the Blair Witch movie, I think of like how much I kept hearing about it when it first came out. And I remember like my back when it first came out, my dad would like if a movie was rated R, he would see it in the movies first, to make sure it was like appropriate. He did that with some stuff, and then kind of he did. And after a while, we just kind of went to them. But I remember he saw that one, and he's like, "Well, it was okay," and I'm like, "Oh well." And I remember when I went to see it, and I saw it when I was in Florida at the movie theater that was in downtown. I mean, at City Walk, Universal Florida City Walk, but I remember like the fire alarm went off in there. But I remember, and so we had to leave like halfway into the movie, and then wait a little bit and go back in. But I remember like when I was watching, I'm like, well, this is what this movie is, because at the time, like found footage, like that was done like a camcorder and all that really wasn't something I had seen before, and no one really had seen that kind of a movie like that at the time. At least for years since like Cannibal Holocaust was. Of course, I wasn't even born when that was out, but like I didn't even know what I was seeing. So I'm like, this is it. I'm like, this isn't that scary. And I kept on thinking like, I don't know. Wasn't that freaked out by it or anything like that. But I did like it though, and it kind of started this whole trend of movies at that time. Do you like the original Jurassic Park? Yeah, I absolutely like love that movie. I remember that's another one I remember seeing, in theaters. When it was coming out, I remember like hearing about that. And I remember, like, even on the school bus, the bus driver, Miss Gwen, who I really liked, I was like always talk to the bus driver. I remember she was like talking about the movie, like everybody was talking about it. Um, but I remember too, the weekend it came out, it was like sold out, and it took a while for me to actually be able to see it. And I think I had to sit like in a bad seat, like on the side, when I finally could. Hey Sean, do you miss the After Dark horror 8 Films to Die film collections? Yeah, I used to really like those sets. I remember like buying those like crazy when those ones were first releasing. And I see a $5 super chat here from As Told by Gonzo. Thanks so much, Gonzo, for your super chat. Hey Sean, just finished a short film on my page called Morning Cereal. Worked on it via Skype and Zoom. Longtime fan. Well, that's cool, As Told by Gonzo. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that now, doing films through Skype and Zoom. Like even now, I ended up doing some stuff. But everyone though, check out As Told by Gonzo's channel to see his short film. But like I've done stuff like that right now too, like a movie in Australia. I did, because there was a movie they were gonna make a movie out here in the U.S. and then like because of everything with flying and everything getting like locked down, and everything weren't able to come out here and do the movie now. They're gonna shoot it later in the year, but they ended up making a movie from home, and then I ended up doing my scenes with the lead in the movie through Skype or through Zoom. So it's an interesting way to do it. So even I've done stuff that way now too. Um, let's see here. What is your favorite? What store is your favorite to shop at? Honestly, um, probably the most that I find with movie wise and things that I get is Walmart. So even though Walmart has like some weird stuff with its like practices and everything with some of their views on things, when it comes to like horror movies and the stuff that I get, it's great to find it in stores. So I'm really glad that Walmart still stocks. That's why I always on Tuesdays too, I really show in detail, like the first Tuesday of the month they change out the section, and I try and really show in detail what comes out to try and keep pushing those titles. You know what I mean? So people who are, because I feel like the people who are really into collecting, maybe watching my videos, portions of them, who knows how many, but that are really serious collectors see them or whatever. But I try and do them, in detail to try and give a lot of attention to the stuff. Like I said, to make sure people know that they have these things and you can go in stores to buy them and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like that's actually one of my favorite places to go to, just because they stock the most movies, at least the stuff that I'm getting. Um, let's see here. A on are you going to do on Tuesdays when Blu-rays start to not be released due to theaters being closed? Um, well, I think there's going to still be stuff coming out on DVD, like for example, like Scoob. That one's going to go to streaming. You know what I mean? Like, so a lot of the stuff that's streaming right now will be coming out, since it's like going like Trolls. That'll go, be coming out probably like 2 months from now or something like that. So it's probably going to still work out to be kind of the same. There will be a little period of time in like a month or two when there's not like a ton of really big titles, but there'll still be stuff coming out. There's still going to be indie stuff releasing and all that kind of stuff. So I'll still be able to show all that kind of stuff. What advice would you give someone motivated to lose weight? Well, I guess I would say too, just start slow with it. You know what I mean? Like don't like start like if you're going to go to the gym or something like that, don't go like crazy and start off too fast or anything like that. Kind of build your way up, and slowly too with like if you're kind of count calories, like you could start like subtracting things that not that you don't have anymore. Like if you drink soda, switch to diet or switch to like a like a tea powder thing that's like 5 calories. Like make small changes like that. That's what I would say is the main thing, and kind of like build your way up. Like if you're going to start walking or things like that, kind of build your way up and don't start off too fast with it. Let's see here. Dance Party USA. It was a teen dancing show from the 80s, New Jersey. Lost TV show. Wonder if they ever make it on VHS. Yeah, I saw your comment about that one. Yeah, I do really wonder if that one will come out. Someone says Ghost Ship is coming to Blu-ray from Scream Factory with a bad cover art this August. I thought the cover seemed okay. That's a movie though, Ghost Ship. I saw that in theaters one time. I remember really liking it. I was more impressed with the opening, like the 5 or 10 minute opening scene, than the whole movie. It's one of those movies that had an amazing opening that was insane, but then the rest of the movie was just kind of like sort of generic-y, but I still did like it. Like I would definitely would watch it again though. Do you like the original Scream movie? Yeah, that Scream movie, that's an example though of one of those movies. I didn't love it as much when I first saw it as much as I liked it later. So that's one of those movies when someone asked me about like what did I not like as much at the time or like more, that was one of those ones. Have you ever seen the movie Grizzly? Was that the Grizzly the Killer Bear movie? Yeah, yeah, I've seen that one. I know there's actually a sequel to Grizzly that they shot, and I think they're trying to get that released. Have you ever met any of the actors from Bad? I think they mean Bad Ronald. From no, the main actor from there. I've never seen him. I'd love to see Dabney Coleman. Who was the father in the film when that moved into the house. He was also in Clifford and a bunch of different movies. What is the most disturbing movie you've ever seen? I don't know. Like, it's always hard to say. Like, what was like the most disturbing? Probably some of those August Underground ones really freaked me out, just because they were so like gross and everything. Um, let's see here. Coolduder coming for you too. For a look at the door. Hey Chauncey, do you like DC Cinematic Extended Universe? Do you like the DC Cinematic Extended Universe despite the hate reviews? I've liked a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like, I really liked, Birds of Prey, the recently one, and some of those DC shows, like Doom Patrol, I really liked a lot. Have you ever seen Bloodsucking Freaks? Yeah, I know the director recently passed away, yeah, a week or two ago, but I liked that movie. That was a one of those movies too. That was kind of like I didn't think I would like it at all, and then I really did. Someone said, "Have you seen the 2009 film Triangle?" Yeah, Triangle. If you guys have never seen Triangle, it was one of those movies that was all set on this boat. This woman that ends up getting on this like abandoned cruise ship out in the middle of the ocean. There's some guy with like a sack on his head coming after her and stuff. It's a great movie that I feel like a lot of people, with I believe it's Melissa George is the star of the movie, that a lot of people have not seen. And I see a $2, I believe it's a $2, $1 super chat, $1 super chat here from Todd Benedict. Thanks so much, Todd, for your $1 super chat. Like I said, guys, I really appreciate the super chats. Huge help to the channel and the videos. So thanks so much for them. Let's see here. I believe, where were we now here? I think I was about here. What's your favorite modern day horror movie? Modern day horror movie? Like, what have I liked recently a lot? Like, I just watched, it's not favorite, but I just recently watched The Lodge, because I just bought that one. I like that a lot. That movie I would definitely recommend. It's a very gloomy movie. I think I believe someone told me it's also free to watch on Hulu. So if you guys want to see it first before you get it, because there's no features on the Blu-ray, I would still recommend getting it. Like I really liked it, but if you want to see it first though, you can watch it off of Hulu. Favorite Mexican food? Um, I get like the fajitas at Chili's. Like that's the thing I get, and sometimes I get like the 8-layer. Veggie burrito at Del Taco. Del Taco is not amazing, but if I get like that, but I don't go to too many like Mexican restaurants that often. Um, can you Do you have a Racerhead movie? Yeah, I do have a Racerhead. I love that movie. King of Prussia. That Slippery Moose Case said King of Prussia Mall. That was the one I was talking about, the malls that I would go to for Christmas. That was one of the ones. Do you have Shout Factory's Blu-ray release of Gravity Falls, the complete series? No, I don't have that one. Hey Sean, how much is that big Ernest set you have? The big one that has like a bunch of the movies. And when I got that, I don't remember how much that cost. It was maybe like $20, $30 or something like that. I think it's out of print now. Favorite animal horror movie? Um, what was like one of the ones that I really liked? Um, what was one? I'm trying to think of an animal horror one. The What was the one that Shout Factory released? The Dog Soldiers. That was one that was really pretty good. But like Werewolf, like I consider Ginger Snaps an animal horror movie, like that one. And of course, American Werewolf, and I actually liked American Werewolf in Paris as well. Are you still friends with Wet Movie? Yeah, like we still talk on Instagram and stuff like that. Let's see. Um, do you have Eraserhead? I talked about that one. Predator versus Freddy. Do you have any Rugrats DVDs? Yeah, I do have some of the seasons of that one. Um, what are some of your favorite foods to eat while watching a movie? It's kind of weird, but I don't ever really eat food and watch a movie. Like for example, like if I eat dinner, like I usually eat late, so like if I'm eating like dinner, as crazy as this is, I never watch a movie ever. I only ever watch usually YouTube videos off of the TV, but usually 90% of the time it's YouTube videos. So it's like anyone who uploads stuff and like that I usually watch, and some nights though it sucks when there's like nobody uploaded anything. So it's like, oh no. So, but yeah, when it comes to actually eating and watching a movie, though, I really never do that very much. So yeah, it's usually eating and watching TV, but it's usually dinner. So I don't usually have as many snacks, and I do have like in the morning, like if I have oatmeal, I have like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something like that, and even then. In the mornings now, I usually watch an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I've been trying to go through all the episodes of that, and I see some super chats that came in here from Emo Goth Gothard. Gave a $1 super chat. Thanks so much, Emo Gothard, for your super chat donation. And I see a super chat here, a $2 super chat from Zay Master 14. Have you seen the Stone Age set in the 70s? Yeah, the Stone Age is one of those ones I've never actually seen that. I've seen the cover to that one. I definitely need to finally watch that one. Adam Rifkin made a movie called The Stoned Age. His movie I've seen, but I've never seen the original one that was called that. Let's see here. Um, Trying to make sure I don't miss anywhere I was. But like I said, thanks so much for the super chat, and thanks so much, guys, for the super chats this evening. Like I said, are a huge help to the channel and the videos. Someone says, did I talk about Rugrats? I believe so. I have the Rugrats DVDs, yeah, but I have the early seasons. Do you ever wonder what happened to props from random movies like Harry and the Hendersons? Yeah, I hope though, like with stuff like that, some of the movie props that people like were able to keep some of them, but so often movie props like get thrown out or lost. And I try and if I for any of the movies that I've been involved in, I try and at least keep the wardrobe when I'm allowed to. So luckily enough, I was able to keep the Ghostquake. So if you guys have seen Ghostquake, like the shirt that I'm wearing the whole movie, I was able to keep that. I really wanted to keep one of the coins, but I wasn't able to keep one of those. But yeah, like, a lot of them I feel like hopefully get kept in storage and stuff. And I see a $2 super chat here from Eliza 101. And they didn't leave a question, but thanks so much for your super chat donation. Let's see here. So I was talking about the props. True. Let's see. Where is the? Let's see here. Where was I now? Do you know about Walt Disney Treasures Premium Collection 54 disc set? I don't. I think I might have remembered that there was like a treasures set because those were the Disney ones that were in tins. I do feel like I remember something about like a whole set of them together. Maybe I don't think I had ever seen that one in person though. Someone says Ginger Snaps is rad. Yeah, I love that movie. Do you play video games? I play Animal Crossing, the new one. I got the Switch, so I play that usually like an hour or so a night. Um, Thoughts on American Beauty, Mulholland Drive, Magnolia, Midsummer, Upgrade. American Beauty, that's one of those movies I remember when that first came out. I watched that movie so many times. I love that film. Mulholland Drive, I've not watched as many times, but always like David Lynch. Midsummer, I know that one kind of. Some people didn't love the movie, but I really got into that film because I like the movie The Wicker Man, and it has that same kind of vibe to the original Wicker Man, not the Nicolas Cage one. That was like more of a goof movie, but the original one, it has a that kind of vibe. I also like those movies about like weird cults of people and weird religious cults and all that kind of stuff. I always kind of like those kind of films. Magnolia, another one that I need to go back and watch again, but great film. And Upgrade too. I really loved Upgrade. I like the way that movie was shot. Kind of like Hardcore Henry a little bit. And I see some other super chats that came in here. Let me make sure I don't miss the one. And Eliza 101 says, gave a $2 super chat now, and he has a questions. How are you? Love your Tuesday videos. Hey Eliza, yeah, I'm doing great, and thanks so much though for watching the Tuesday shopping videos, and thanks so much for your $2 super chat donation. Let's see here. Trying to get back to where I was. Um, have you seen Gone in 60 Seconds? The new, because there was an original one. I've seen the original one though. I don't know. Did I see the? I think I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it in years though. The Abyss was rad. A mushroom trip. Yeah, that was a really trippy movie. The original Abyss. What happened to that model house that your dad made that was in your old basement? Looked like the Adams Family house. Yeah, in my some of the old videos, I had this model house that my dad made, and I used to call it the Beetlejuice house because they never made a Beetlejuice playset as a kid, like an actual house. But yeah, when I moved, I had to get rid of that because it kind of was falling apart. But I really love that. And I see a $2 super chat here from Todd Benedict. What do you think of Steven Spielberg? And thanks so much, Todd, for your super chats this evening. Think of Spielberg? No, I really like his movies, like especially and I like the stuff that he's produced. Jaws, E.T. Even though with E.T. as crazy as it is, I kind of when it comes to alien movies that were from that time, I like watching the knockoff a little more. Mac and Me. I don't know why I like watching that one more, but I love Mac and Me. Like I know it's a bad movie, but for some reason I love watching that. But like I said, Todd, thanks so much for your super chat. And I see a super chat here from Eric D. He gave a $5 super chat, and he says, "Hey Sean, have been loving all your extra content. Thanks for all you do. Thanks so much for doing a Saturday Night live stream. I'm able to stay up for the whole thing. No, thanks so much, Eric, and thanks so much for watching them. Yeah, I'm really trying to, put up more stuff and doing these live videos and all these kind of things lately. But thanks so much, though, for taking the time to check them out. And thanks so much for your super chat donations. Like I said, guys, I really appreciate your super chat donations. A big help to the channel. So thanks so much, though. Let's see here now, back to where I was. I believe this is where I was. Someone says, true or false, if you live stream for 24 hours, you get more super chats. I don't know. I don't know who would be on for 24 hours. That would be like crazy, but I think it's the same no matter what. Um, because with the super chats, YouTube takes us like a percentage of it. Like I don't have any idea how that works, but I think it's the same no matter how long you're on or anything like that. At least as far as I know. Have you seen the movie Ghost? If so, what's your favorite part? Yeah, Ghost is great. That's a sad movie with Patrick Swayze, but that the classic scene in Ghost was with Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg's character getting possessed. Someone says paying to get your attention. Ghost Shark was rad, bro. Well, thanks so much for watching Ghost Shark. No one watches Daily Motion though. Yeah, Daily Motion. Yeah, I used to in the very beginning when YouTube was new. I put things on there as well before I knew. Yeah, no one. I haven't uploaded Daily Motion in over 10 years, but I used to put stuff on there back in the day. Let's see here. Have you ever seen the documentary called In Search of Darkness? I haven't watched that one. I was supposed to be interviewed for that one, but then there was all kind of weird stuff about like promoting it in a weird way on my channel and all these things. So I kind of like stepped away from doing that whole thing because there's all these things like, asking me to do it. Let's see here. Um, I think I see a super chat that came in here. I thought so. Maybe I just want to make sure I don't miss it. I thought I saw one. I don't. Maybe I missed it. Missed it. But let me see here. Where was I now? Um, uh, should I continue to buy obscure horror flicks from Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, etc., or wait to see if they get them on 4K. I would still buy them because certain things I don't know if we'll ever see on 4K. Do you know what I mean? So and I think now with Vinegar Syndrome, they're kind of like announcing the 4Ks earlier on, like because they announced they're gonna releasing Rad on 4K. So, and I don't think they're going to release everything. You know what I mean? So, like the super obscure stuff, I don't think we'll ever see on 4K. Some of them, though. So it's kind of like it's a risk though if you wait because if in case they go out of print, you know what I mean? Especially like if you want the slipcover versions because the slipcovers can go very quickly. Hey Sean, I miss you, dude. Have you always appreciated your support? Hey Alex, yeah, no, thanks so much, Alex, for for watching the videos and on all that kind of stuff. And definitely, hopefully you can do a thing in that documentary I messaged you about. Have you seen The Children of the Times Square? It's a TV movie from the 80s. I don't believe I've seen that one. I've heard of that though. Will you still collect physical media? We still collect. Will you stop collecting if they stop making physical media? I don't think they're stopped as a whole. I think it'll be more burn on demand, like manufacturer on demand releases, and you only see like in big stores you only see like Fast and Furious and like the big budget steel books and that kind of stuff. But I think that's the fact that vinyl came back and stuff like that, and I think that physical media sales have gone up from what I've heard lately. More people are getting players again because they're home more and everything, and streaming is kind of unreliable, especially if they're in your house like a ton of people are streaming and you don't have the best internet. It's really difficult. And even with Netflix, you have to pay more, I think, or at least some of the streaming services if you want to stream to more TVs at the same time and that kind of stuff. They said here, have you heard of the movie Slither directed by James Gunn? Yeah, no, Slither I thought was a fun movie. Sean, what are your thoughts on both the new and old Strangers movies? The new one was a really good like thriller, like tense home invasion thriller, but the Strangers Prey at Night was a good throwback like slasher film, which I thought it was kind of interesting how the first one was just like a thriller kind of like home invasion, and then it became this total slasher, like gory slasher movie. Do you think Troma will ever make another film that breaks into mainstream? I think the only one was Toxic Avenger. I hope so. I mean, like, I would be cool if they did. But yeah, Toxic Avenger, because that was like back in when that came out too. Originally, it was back in the day of video rental stores, so like it was in big rental at Blockbuster and things like that. Let's see here. Quarter shops at Gap. Now, I don't think I've been inside of a Gap in like I don't know 15 years or something. Um, when was the last time you watched Witcher Massacre? You used to talk about the movie a lot back in the day. I haven't watched that movie in forever. You know what I mean? Like years. Do you ever do you have a Eraserhead movie? A lot of people ask about that. Yeah, I do have that one. Um, do you still have the old Dynamorph props? I have some of them. I have the desk thing, like the on-air prop that says like on air. I have that. I believe I still have the desk. Are you going to do a review for Scoob? Maybe. I mean, I have to see if I can get like a digital code to review it earlier, or but I probably wait for the Blu-ray of it. Honestly, um, it's called Sleepaway Camp, not Sleepy Camp. What do you do when you run out of room for your collection? Well, I pretty much have to move things around all the time. So I'm constantly moving things and kind of making more space and all that kind of stuff. Someone said, "Have you heard of Idle Hands, directed by Rodman Flender?" Yeah, that one too. Scream Factory is putting out. It comes out, I think, in a week or so. A brand new edition of that one that has a bunch of new features and stuff like that. Um, let's see here. How do you get free Blu-ray sent to you from the studios? That's basically just from PR companies and that kind of stuff. Like I've been doing these videos for so long, I've kind of like met a lot of the people, or contacted the people, or they've seen my videos and all that kind of stuff. So it mainly has a lot to do with like views and view count and all that kind of stuff. But I've been reviewed for studios since like 2008, but like big time since like 2012. um, let's see here. Have you ever heard of Saw, directed by James Wan? Yeah, I've seen all the Saw films. Have you ever watched VH1 sketch comedy show Acceptable TV from 2006? No, I never heard of that one. Um, favorite horror films from the 30s? Favorite horror film from the 30s? Probably Freaks is probably my favorite one from then. That's one I would love if it got a Blu-ray release sometime. Um, let's see here. Have you ever? Let's see. Have you ever seen the movie Death Race, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson? Yeah, there's a number of different films in the Death Race series, but I have seen the one that he did. Have you ever seen Clockwork Orange? Yeah, like Clockwork Orange is probably my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie next to The Shining. But Clockwork Orange is probably might be like out of all of them though the one I like the best though. It's a hard watch but a really good movie though. Let's see. I believe I see a super chat that came in here from Betsy Warthen. Thanks so much, Betsy Warthen, for your $2 super chat. Like I said, guys, huge appreciation for the super chats. Appreciate them so much. So thanks so much, guys, and a big help to the channel and the videos. But thanks so much, Betsy, though, for your $2 super chat. Let's see here. Have you ever heard of the movie The Conjuring? Yes, I've seen The Conjuring. Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go. Yeah, Vanilla Ice. Have you seen The Faces of Death? Yeah, I've seen the first one. I've not seen any of the later ones. Do you like anime like Akira? I have seen Akira. The Studio Ghibli ones are the ones that probably some of my favorite anime ones. Yeah, T3 is my favorite action movie too. Bloodsucking Freaks was on the last drive-in with Joe Bob Briggs. Chris Jericho was a guest recently. Yeah, I need to get Shudder again to look at the new episodes of that. It is so cool though to think that Joe Bob Briggs is back again because like I remember back in the day like that was like one of my favorite things to watch. Like if anyone came over like Friday nights and stuff when I was a kid, we'd always watch Joe Bob Briggs, Monster, Vision and all that kind of stuff. So it's so cool to see him back again and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Um, try and make sure I don't miss anything. Talked about that one. Um, talked about the Dynamorph props. Um, let's see here. Have you ever seen the Lone Wolf and Cub movies? I think I've seen some of them. I can't be sure though. Someone said favorite action movie. Like someone said, T2 is probably one of the top ones. Like out of action movies. Let's see here. Gravity Falls is good. Yeah, I do need to watch that. I heard a lot of people say how good that was. Do you have a pet? Yeah, I have a dog, a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. If you guys watch the Tuesday shopping video, right when I get home and show like the food and everything to my dad, my dog is in that one, getting KFC chicken. So if you want to see my dog, you can see my dog in that one. Saw the movie Near Dark from your suggestion. Great. Saw the movie Near Dark yesterday for the first time. Great suggestion. Yeah, if you guys have never seen Near Dark, that's a great movie. Someone says, "What's your favorite color?" Probably red. Is like I would say is my favorite. Favorite '90s action movie. '90s action movie. Um, there was one movie that was maybe Con Air is one of the '90s ones. I also liked that one that was filmed in a mall. Danny Trejo was in the film. That was one I always kind of liked. It was like a real '90s kind of action film. Someone says, "What's your favorite Leprechaun movie?" The first movie and then the one in Vegas are my favorites. I think Leprechaun was it Leprechaun 3 is the one I like. 'Cause I love everything Vegas. Um, let's see. Hey Sean, what advice do you have for a writer trying to make it on indie movie scene? Well, indie movies are always looking for like scripts and that kind of stuff. So, honestly, too, like if there's any directors that you like that are like indie directors and that kind of stuff, and you have a script that's finished, you could always approach the directors and tell them about your film and your idea, and they may be interested in coming together with you for the projects. Um, do you think the Black Christmas remake was necessary? It was an interesting remake. I do wish that it was, rated R and they didn't cut the film. But I did think that it was all right. I like Imogen Poots, so like I liked it for her, but it wasn't perfect though. What are your thoughts on the Tremors franchise? They are looking forward to. Are you looking forward to Tremors 4? I'm pretty sure it's still set for October release. Yeah, John Heder, who was best known for Napoleon Dynamite, he's going to be in the new Tremors movie. But I've watched all of them. None of them has topped the original first film though, but I've liked all of them, and I like that Michael Gross still comes back in all of them. Um, Sean has never heard of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. Oh crap, sorry. Um, I've heard of Prince of Darkness. Um, what is your favorite movie you acted in? Now I've talked about it a lot, but probably Ghostquake, which is out. And a lot of them you guys can watch on Tubi for free. So if you guys want to see the video, I put one up called Movies That I Acted In. and in that one, like I linked to, where you can see a lot of them, but a lot of them are on Tubi. And also, Girls Gone Dead is one that I would recommend, and President's Day. Um, let's see here. Thoughts on American. I talked about those ones. Have you ever seen the Harmony Korine film Gummo? Yeah, that's one of those ones that I hope one day gets a Criterion Blu-ray. I feel like that would be a great movie for Criterion. Um, I love Stoned Age. Some of you guys have stupid questions. Um, let's see here. Yeah, that's what someone asked. Um, do you like Rugrats All Grown Up? Yeah, my brother was talking to me about that recently, about how that show kind of got forgotten about. And then we looked it up, and there was like number of seasons of that show, and I totally forgot that that went for that long. I only really saw like one or two episodes of that. I didn't really like it too much. I felt like Rugrats was meant to be them as like kids going on adventures and babies as adventures and stuff. When it was like them as like middle school kids, that was kind of a weird, you know, um, weird kind of thing. And I believe I see a super chat that came in, a $5 super chat here from Fernando Apina. Thanks so much, Fernando, for your super chat. Like I said, guys, really appreciate the super chat on here. Huge help to the channel and the video, so thanks so much, guys. And he asked, do you like the Poughkeepsie tapes? Because I love that damn movie. Yeah, that was one of those movies. I'm sure you remember as well, too, that they were always like talking about, when it comes to movies that didn't ever get released on Blu-ray, and it like kind of came, got forgotten about, and then never was coming out. It was supposed to have a theatrical release. The theatrical release ended up getting canceled and delayed and delayed, and then like it never ended up getting an American Blu-ray or anything. And then it finally did, like a year or two ago. And I had seen it though before, because somebody had like at a convention or something, I bought like a bootleg copy of it or something. But I really liked that movie. That was one of the better found footage kind of like movies. But yeah, like I said, thanks so much for your super chat donation. Um, let's see here. Try and get to where I was. Um, I think I was around here, I believe. Hey Sean, MJ would have been a, a YouTube star, but he ghosted. Yeah, hopefully MJ comes back someday. I hope so. I can't wait for the re-release of Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. Yeah, no, they've been talking about the re-release of Dead Alive for a long time now. Because it's like, and I put up the out of print video, and I was talking about how that's one of those ones that's still out of print, and they're talking about doing a 4K of it, which hopefully, at some point that one gets a 4K release. Let's see here. What are your thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation? It gets a lot of hate, but it's my favorite. The Next Generation, that was the one. Was that the prequel? I always mix up that one. Was that one the one? I was mixing that up. I think that was the one with Renee Zellweger. Yeah, I'm being honest with Texas Chainsaw Massacre: Next Generation. That's one of those movies that throughout the years, for some reason, I put on, watched for about 30 minutes, and never been able to sit through it. And it's very rare, but for some reason, I've never been able to sit through that damn movie. Like, I don't know if I've ever finished it after trying to watch it since it first came out on VHS or whatever it was when it first came out and I saw it as like a kid or whatever it was. I have never been able to sit through it. I don't know why. Do you like the Jeepers Creepers movies? Yeah, I actually like those movies. I know the director though did some terrible, awful stuff, but as movies though, I thought they were good. I even thought the third one was okay. Let's see here. Thoughts on both. I talked about the Strangers movies. Um, have you heard of the movie American Werewolf in London? Yes, I talked about that earlier. A great movie. Let's see here. Have you seen the Matrix movies? I've seen all the Matrix movies. I can't wait to see the new one. Beetlejuice is such a fun movie. I can watch it all day. Yeah, Beetlejuice is one of those movies. It's one of those things. If it's on TV, you can always watch it, and you can always go back. And it's like a movie that you can kind of never get bored with. There's certain movies that are like that, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the Goonies. There's just certain things you can always just kind of watch again and again. You just never really get like tired of it. Um, have you heard of Nightbreed? Yeah, I've seen Nightbreed. Ever juice fast? No, I've never done any of that kind of stuff. When I, just drank juice or instead of like the meal replacement kind of stuff. Do you listen to XXX Temptation? My brother does though. Have you ever been to Orlando? Yeah, I've been to Orlando. Not in a long time, since like 2015, but as a kid, like as for vacations, me and my family would always go there. And I put up some videos showing my Orlando maps for the theme parks. And like a week or two ago, I put that up, and I've also put up one showing like my family photos from Orlando trips. If you wanted to see those ones, have you seen the movie Mortuary? Yeah, that Mortuary was good. There was also another movie called Mortuary that Toby Hooper directed, which I kind of liked as well. Who is your favorite member of the Howard Stern Whack Pack and staff member? Probably from staff members, probably Sal and Richard. And then for like Whack Pack, probably High Pitch Eric. Eric the actor was always one of my top favorite. Hank the Angry Dwarf, Beetlejuice. Let's see here. Did you get any movies at the Dollar Tree? Yeah, I put up a video about a week ago, maybe, going to the Dollar Tree, and I got a number of different stuff. They have a bunch of different horror films this time. Have you ever seen the movie The Slayer? I don't think I no, I think I did. I think I reviewed it from Arrow Video. The Synapse Film still release movies. Yeah, I think they're releasing a movie called Suckers or something like that soon. But yeah, they put out stuff. Let's see here. Um, they are coming out with a new Friday the 13th box set this summer with the uncut version of Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, because they put out Jason Goes to Hell on in the original box set, but the only way to see the uncut version was on digital. So like through Vudu, the Vudu code that came with it. So that was the only way you could see that. So that's cool that it's going to have the uncut one. Hopefully they can put some new features on those too. I don't know if they will though. Have you ever seen the movie Monster House directed by Gil Keenan? Yeah, Monster House. I remember really liking that when that first came out. Um, let's see here, Sean. If horror was not a theme of movies at all, what would your favorite genre be? Probably comedy movies, but that would suck though if there was like no horror movies because that's like always my favorite stuff to watch. Hey Sean, get me into shot on video horror movies. I love them. If you haven't seen Video Violence is a must-watch one. Cannibal Campout, Woodchurch Massacre, and then those are ones to start with though for sure. Favorite 007 movie? Mostly the Pierce Brosnan ones were the ones that I really liked. Um, let's see here. I have to hide this one user because he's saying a lot of weird stuff. Um, How'd you come up with your catchphrase? I know. Because I usually go, oh, I know. I don't know how that catchphrase came up. I probably from like Little Britain, the one character who goes, yeah, I know. I think it was kind of like that. So I don't, so people always say, oh yeah, you're always saying that a lot. It's like I know. Um, what happened to your friendship with Joe Franz? We just kind of stopped talking when I moved and stuff because like he used to come, he used to live in, in Pennsylvania, so he would drive and then like stay the night when he would come and do the vlogs and stuff with me and MJ. But then when I moved, I just kind of lost touch. Do you collect movies on Vudu? Well, I use Vudu if I use the digital code, so I usually put them, and like a lot of times my parents watch stuff through Vudu, and sometimes my brother does and stuff like that. So I use the codes and stuff like that, but I don't buy things only for Vudu. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna break the habit of being somebody that doesn't want to have a physical copy. I don't, especially now. I've really thought about it. I'm like, nope. I really don't see myself like having any interest in not having physical media. Let's see here. Ever ate hot Cheetos? I don't eat a lot of stuff like that anymore, but I did eat some hot Cheetos, but they're a little spicy. Like I'm kind of weird when it comes. If I have anything that's too spicy, I have like hiccup attacks. So I have like like terrible profuse like hiccups where I'm like hiccup these terrible ones. For some reason, spicy food does that to me. I have no idea why, but it's like it's a terrible thing that I have to like gargle to try and make myself stop hiccuping. So like if I ever was on like a show like the like Hot Wings show, or when you have to eat the hot wings, I would be a good guest as a cringe hole because I would be doing that hiccuping like crazy. So it'd definitely be like who for everyone will be watching that going, who is this guy? Why is he talking to him? Why do we care? And why does he keep hiccuping? Let's see here. Have you ever seen Space Cop? Space Cop. I don't think I've seen that one. There is a one that I'm should be getting a copy to review soon. That's like a movie that's about the biodome. because the movie Biodome was based on a real biodome that people lived in, and there's like a documentary on that, which I cannot wait to watch that because I love Biodome and always thought too like what would it be like if I was in a biodome and how like weird that would be. And those who are coming into the chat now, I'll probably be on here for maybe like a little over 2 hours or so, and I will be coming on tomorrow night as well because I usually go on Sunday after my walk. But if you guys have any super chat questions, the super chat is on. And like I said, I really appreciate the super chats. A huge help to the channel and the video. So thanks so much for those of you guys who have given super chats this evening. Let's see here. I see all these ones removed because the one person was asking a lot of really weird stuff. So let's see here. What kind of horror movies scare you the most? Like stuff like The Conjuring always creeps me out. Like a lot of those ones where you see like a character like sort of standing there, especially movies too, like It Follows. Like the idea of somebody following you, and that comes into play now for me because like a lot of times now, like we only had it one time happen, but it creeped me out. It creeped us out. The idea of someone following you, because like me and my mom walk now since the gyms are closed, so we walk, and the one night. This guy who was carrying a bag was like following us. And then we switched to the other side of the road. Then he switched to the other side of the road and followed us. And then he got ahead. We let him get ahead. And then when we got to the one corner, he was sort of standing in the corner waiting. And then when he saw us again, then he started following us again. So it was like really creeped me out. So any of those kind of things when somebody's following you really creeps me out. Someone says, "Who's your favorite rap artist?" I don't know a lot of new rap. Like I listen to it, but I don't know a whole lot. I know like Post Malone and stuff like that, but I don't know like a ton of rap. And Post Malone's not fully rap, but like classic rappers like Big and like Busta Rhymes and stuff like that. Let's see here. Have you ever heard of Get Out? Yeah, I've seen Get Out. I saw Chopping Mall recently. Yeah, Chopping Mall is a great movie. If you guys like movies set in malls, that's a great one to watch. I used to buy digital movies, but I started buying my favorites again because digital is too unreliable. No, it's true. Like with digital, and like also Disney Plus kind of got on my S list recently with the kind of crap they're pulling. And I think that they need some complaints for this. That this should not be allowed to happen. Is like for example Splash. They put Splash on Disney Plus and they censored it because in the movie, the movie's rated PG, and that you see like Daryl Hannah's like butt in like one or two shots, and like it's like a little bit of brief nudity, and Disney like added extra hair and stuff like that. And the thing is though, the movie's PG. The movie was rated PG. Put a warning at the beginning of it. Say, warning, this movie contains partial nudity or something like that. Don't censor the movies. That censoring is total ridiculous. Like, that to me docks Disney Plus down really low doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, then don't put the movie on there. You know what I mean? Like, I really have a problem with censorship. And that's the one thing with digital is they can do that. They can, take a movie and censor it and do weird stuff like that. So that sucks. I don't know if what you guys think about that, but I don't like that Disney's doing that kind of stuff. At least on their streaming service. Have you ever heard of the movie House with a Clock in its Walls, directed by Eli Roth? Yeah, that actually I didn't love it, but I thought for seeing Eli Roth direct like a PG kids movie, I thought that it was good. Do you go back once the movie is out, you acted in, and critique your performance, and how do you think you've progressed as an actor? I've looked back on some of the stuff, but with me, I kind of like, look at a movie and then like watch it once, and then like I don't usually look at it again. You know what I mean? Like certain things I've looked at more a couple of times, some things. But like Ghost Shark, I can't personally watch that again just because I don't like myself with the shirt off on the jet ski and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of weird. So I've never watched that back since it aired on TV. Like I won't look at it. Just that's just a personal thing with me. That particular one, I just can't look at it. But I do look at them occasionally. But I feel like now I've been learning to tone it back a little bit and not be so over the top because I was very over the top in the very early things, I thought. Let's see here. I see a super chat that came in here from Brendan Eno. Thanks so much, Brendan Eno, for your $2 super chat. He didn't give a question though, but like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats this evenings. Like I said, really appreciate them and a big help to the channel and the videos. And Todd Benedict gave a $1 super chat as well. Thanks again, Todd, for your super chat donations this evening. So let's see here. Let's see, where was I now? Have you ever heard of the movies The Frighteners, directed by Peter Jackson? Yeah, Frighteners is a great movie. And it's one of the Peter Jackson's movies that you don't hear about as often as some of the other ones. Ever seen The Sentinel from 1977? Yeah, Burgess Meredith was in that movie. Great movie. Definitely a really creepy film. That's one, if you guys have never seen The Sentinel, recommend that one highly. Are you going to watch Hollywood on Netflix? I need to look that up. I've seen like people posting about that one. How's your weekly walking exercise going? Miss the gym? Yeah, like me and my mom were talking about how we really miss the gym because like it's getting warmer now, and even at night it's warmer, and you can kind of get like a leg rash from the heat. I've always had that happen to me ever since I was heavy. It's always happens. Like my feet get red from walking. I think it's called like a golfer's rash, and it kind of happens a little bit when I'm walking now because it's hot out. It's at least it's warmer at night, and yeah, because the thing is too, it takes us like a long time to walk like the 10 miles. It takes like hours upon hours. It takes like 3 to 4 hours, usually 4 hours, to do all the walking. Where the same thing I would end up doing more at the gym on the treadmill in 2 hours. So it's like it's just like we're out so long. You know what I mean? And like but the thing is, even when the gyms open, they're going to be so different. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know when they will and how long. But I'm glad I'm able to at least find a way to get exercise. Soon, though, since I said it's getting warmer, we will probably start swimming a little bit too. Um, let's see here. What happened between you and Wetmore? No, nothing really happened. We're fine now. Um, have you ever been to Canada? No, I'd love to go to Canada sometime, especially though to go to the biggest mall in the world. And I don't think it's the biggest anymore, but in like the one area of Canada, they have like the biggest mall, and I would love there to go there too and like look at like the filming locations of like the Peanut Butter Solution and stuff like that would be kind of interesting. Does anyone know Sean's Switch code? I have the code underneath this video, so if you guys are on Nintendo Switch, you guys can find the code under this video. I was asking, I talked about that one. Um, Talked about that. Let's see here. What do you think of Rambo for Life? I don't know who that is. Um, what movie what movie needs a remake? I don't know. I mean, anything can be remade. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you could remake anything. It's, I guess I would say if you're gonna remake something, remake more obscure stuff to kind of bring more attention to the original. Asked if I've seen The Mist, directed by Frank Darabont. That's an example of one of those really gloom and doom movies. Sean, do you think they'll ever make another Simpsons movie? I feel like if they come to the point where The Simpsons is finally ending, and they go, okay, we're going to end Simpsons. I feel like they might end with like a big movie. It'd be kind of interesting if they made like a Simpsons movie, and they never would because Disney owns it now. But imagine if they didn't, and they made like an R-rated Simpsons movie. They're like, you know what, we're gonna make a much more out there Simpsons movie to be the end one, and that would be kind of funny. Do you think all the villains could verse each other in a movie, kind of like Freddy versus Jason, or those versus like Leatherface versus Chucky? It would be possible. The problem is all these kind of like the big villain characters are owned by different studios and different companies. Like Chucky's with Universal. Warner Brothers and Paramount own you know, Jason, and then I think some of the Michael Myers things are with like other companies, but like a lot of them were with Universal. So it's kind of like they're all different groups. So it'd be kind of a licensing nightmare to try and figure out how to license all the characters. And then you'd have to have like from the creators like approval from them. It would be doable, but it would be difficult to put it together and to get everyone to agree upon, like the story and all that kind of stuff. Let's see here. I talked about that one. Favorite movie from the 20s? I don't know. I don't think I've seen too many ones. Um, let's see here. Ever seen Freak Show by Asylum? Yeah, I think Freak Show was one of Asylum's first movies. I believe I remember seeing that one back in the day. Like I might have rented it from Hollywood Video. Let's see here. A lot of companies that rent or sell digital movies have been shutting down. Fandango just bought Vudu. Yeah, like Walmart did own Vudu, but I had heard something about that with Vudu. Let's see here. You drive through and your dad's cameo, pretty cool. Yeah, people seem to really like the drive through stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so I'll keep showing the drive throughs. I talked about that. Hey Sean, how are you going? Hey Sean, how are you? I made the poster for you. You are going to be a star? Oh, hey Robbie's World. That's cool. I love the poster you made for You Are Going to Be a Star. Yeah, that's a movie that's going to be for free on YouTube soon. I can't remember exactly what day, but I filmed some stuff for that one. I'll make sure to let you guys know, when that one is available. Let's see here. Someone said I thought Herb said KFC is revolt. What did they say about KFC here? Let's see. What did he say here? I can't find the comment now, but I see a $5 super chat here from C. Kruger. Thanks so much, C. Kruger, for your $5 super chat. Like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats this evening. Like I was saying, they're a huge help to the channel, and really appreciate beyond words you guys helping in donating to the video. So thanks so much, guys. And his question though was, do you have any riff tracks live, cinematic? Titanic or Mystery Science Theater DVDs? What season or host do you like? Do you go? Do you go? Been to Mystery Science Theater live shows? No, I saw like some of the ads for when you could see them in theaters. Some of those ones. I don't own any of the Riff Tracks live DVDs. I know there was a number of those that were available, but I don't own any of those. I do have some of the Mystery Science Theater ones. I don't know. I remember the original host. I don't know offhand like the names too well because I've not seen that many. But I remember when the show first started though. I did watch that one all the time though. But like it's funny with me and like riff track stuff for some reason. I never watch too much stuff of people like riffing on a movie. I don't know why. I've always been kind of the person like if I watch like a weird movie with my brother or something, we kind of riff on it ourselves for some weird reason. But I have seen some of them though, and I've seen some of the newest ones as well, and I do like the new ones. Um, have you heard of Machete with Robert Rodriguez or Machete? Yeah, I love that film. Are you a fan of A24 movies? If so, do you have a favorite? Yeah, A24, like Uncut Gems is probably like the one of the best ones, but also Good Time is really good. Hereditary, um, you know, the Ex Machina is really good. Midsummer. Do you have Disney Plus? I was just talking about Disney Plus. I do have Disney Plus. But I don't like the censoring stuff going on. Do you like Cannibal Corpse, Death, and Slayer? I don't like a lot of like really loud kind of stuff. I have heard some Slayer though. I like some of Slayer's music, but Cannibal Corpse is like that really loud kind of like sort of screaming music where you can't understand it. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Favorite superhero? Probably Batman, even though Batman doesn't really have superpowers, but he was like always my favorite one. Do you, do you think we will get Killing Spree on 4K? The scene where he tosses the head would look amazing. Yeah, I got to meet the star of Killing Spree because he did a cameo in Girls Gone Dead, so that was really surreal meeting him because I love that movie as well. And like I kept looking at the guy thinking I recognized him, and then like he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw your review of Killing Spree," but I think that movie was shot on video. I think so. I don't know if we'd ever get a 4K, but that would be kind of fun to get like really obscure stuff like that on 4K. Who was your favorite 60s or 70s Italian cult director? Definitely, Dario Argento. Sean, you and Johnny Flickster should go on Skype and live stream. Yeah, he was talking about that. Yeah, I would like to do a live stream with him, like one live, maybe for his channel or something like that. We should definitely try and do that. I think he does some too that are pre-recorded, but I feel like it'd be kind of more fun to do a live one because then we would get like live questions, especially with us both together at the same time. You know what I mean? And I see a $10 super chat here from Todd Benedict. Thanks so much, and thanks so much, Todd, for all your super chats this evening. What did you think of La La Land's mishap at the Academy Awards? Yeah, like the La La Land mishap, that thing was crazy because when they ended up announcing that they won, but it was Moonlight that won. But that was like such a mess up. You know what I mean? Like, so yes, that was like probably one of the craziest live TV things to happen, like ever. That I can think of. And between them too, like you know, um, Moonlight was definitely the one that I thought was the better film, like story wise and everything. But La La Land I did like it. I don't like the end of La La Land though. It was one of those movies, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, where like you're like, damn it, this ending. I hate the way this thing wrapped up. Um, let's see here. Hi from Ohio. Thanks so much for watching from Ohio. Did you ever rewatch the tape from Dark Web Mystery Box? Well, it wasn't real though. You know what I mean? So I didn't even actually. I don't think I actually knew what the tape looked like when I did my reaction thing. I don't think so. I don't think I actually saw it. Um, let's see here. How many movies did you watch in 2019? I don't know, but if you want to get like an idea, like a rough estimate of how many I watched, you could technically like go and watch look at every Tuesday shopping video, and then you could like count the things that I reviewed, and that would give you like an idea, maybe. You know what I mean? But it would be like have to be like 300 or something like that. It would have to be something like that. Video Get Dead gave me nightmares. Yeah, Video Dead is a great movie. Let's see here. I posted a video of a cave today in my hometown. So his channel is exploring with Monty. Due to the coronavirus, we are getting some homeless living in caves. Please give me your opinion on that. Well, that's kind of scary to think, though, that you could go in a cave and you could come across like somebody living in there. So that's kind of like a creepy thing to think about. Do you know what I mean? Like I always think that too when I see people going in abandoned places. You never know like who could be living in them, even in like because I know like people sometimes live in like construction sites and things like that. I think in the original house that I lived in Maryland, um, I found out that like somebody when they were building the house like lived in it. That was living down in the basement kind of area, so that always kind of creeped me out. And that's another thing too to mention too is for any of you guys though, with super chat questions, feel free to though in the super chats if there's anything you guys want to promote, like if you want to link to any of your videos or you want to link to your YouTube channel or anything like that, totally feel free to do that in the super chats. You can link to anything you'd like. Let's see here. I see another super chat here from C. Kruger. He gave a $2 super chat. Is there any specific DVD commentaries you recommend? I haven't listened to a DVD commentary in a really long time. I remember one that I loved hearing a commentary on was Pee-wee's Big Adventure. For some reason, I just loved having Tim Burton and Paul Reubens in there, and Paul Reubens kind of talked about it like Pee-wee was a real person. I don't know. I like that commentary track. Other commentary tracks that I always feel like are really insightful, like with behind the scenes stuff, or Kevin Smith's one, the ones that Kevin Smith has done. So those ones I always really like. But like I said, I haven't listened to a new one in a really long time. But any of you guys, though, below, leave comments of commentary tracks that you say, are some of the better ones to listen to. Let's see here. Get back to where I was. I believe I was right around here. Um, Sean, do you think the war on drugs should end? Um, well, I think like there's certain things that I don't consider that are illegal, that I don't consider being a problem. Unless as long as you're 21. But but I think like really bad stuff. Yes, I think that should still continue with all that kind of stuff, but not. I think people though who are put away in prison for certain things that are legal now shouldn't be in prison anymore. That's the kind of thing I think though, because it's like it's kind of not fair that it's legal, but then you're in prison for something. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Um, let's see here. Do you think season 10 of Roseanne will ever see a DVD release? Because of what like Roseanne like with the comments she said, the terrible stuff that she said, but she has mental illness problems and everything, so you don't know if she has like bipolar. It still doesn't no excuse for saying horrible things. It was really offensive that she said, but it's a shame that it probably won't come to DVD. I hope the Connors seasons come out. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they might be like burn on demand releases, but still would like to get physical copies of them. And I see a let's see here. I think I saw a super chat come in, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any of them. Let's see here. Thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything here. See, where was I? I was talking about Roseanne. Theme of horror films, favorite 007. I talked about that one. Critique it. I talked about that. Cannibal Corpse. John Flickster. I think this is where I was. Yeah, this is where I was. Get a job, don't live in a cave. Someone said. Um, have Have you ever heard of the movie? Well, in San Diego though, the homeless community is able to live though in the convention center. So where Comic Con, Comic Con's got canceled this year, but where Comic Con would be held, there's a huge amount of homeless people being able to live inside of there right now. And I don't know if that's like that in other states, but I know, in like convention centers and things like that, but I know it is out here. Um, why have you heard of Shazam? Yeah, Shazam. I thought that was a fun movie. I hope they get to make a sequel to that. Do you watch Tom Cruise movies? His movies are very entertaining. Yeah, I've pretty much seen all of his stuff. Can you show off your voodoo collection in the future? I could go through them, but like I said, there's nothing really on there that I haven't showed review wise because basically I just take the codes and put them through Voodoo. Imagine zombies coming out of your screen, terrifying. Yeah, no, yeah, the idea of in movie Video Dead, the zombies come out of the TV. Do you fart more or less now that your weight loss has changed? Well, I don't have a gallbladder, so I have like burps and stuff like that, some weird kind of burps and stuff from not having a gallbladder. So that's why sometimes you see me go like, that's why. It's like kind of like nothing you can do. Have you ever been to San Francisco? Yeah, San Francisco. I would love to go there. Especially would love to go to the Bridges restaurant. Where they filmed Mrs. Doubtfire. Like to me, that'd be kind of amazing to go to that restaurant and see it. Lakers or Celtics. I don't follow sports too much, but probably the Celtics. Um, can you recommend any films similar to Urban Legends? Well, around that time, there was a lot of movies that were like that had that same vibe as Urban Legends, like the Scream, of course. You know, I Know What You Did Last Summer. A lot of those kind of movies, Cherry Falls. Those ones all have that similar kind of vibe. If you could play any character you wanted, who would it be? Maybe like a something really different, like a Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer kind of guy. Like I would love to play like something like that where and like if it was a movie that had a budget behind it, like where they could pay me a decent amount, I would shave my head for something like that and do something really different. Like that would be like a dream to play something really not expected. And I see a $10 super chat here from Eric D. Thanks so much, Eric D, for your $10 super chat. And he says, "Do you like this That '70s Show? It's one of my all-time favorite series. I picked up the Blu-ray box set from Best Buy a while back. Yeah, I remember too with that. There was two different editions. Do you remember that, Eric? There was two different Blu-ray box sets of that one. One of them had like a furry kind of cover, I think, like a cover that had like a fur kind of feeling to it. And then they released another one. But 70 Show, yeah, I haven't watched all the episodes of that show, but I have watched a number of that one and definitely like that show a lot. And thanks so much, Eric, though, for your $10 super chat. And like I said, guys, thanks so much for the super chats this evening. I really appreciate them so much and a huge help to the channel and the video. So thanks so much, guys. And I see a $2 super chat here from the M Delaney 45. Are you excited for the Child's Play show? And thanks so much, the M Delaney 45, for your super chat. The Child's Play series, though, yes, like I'm definitely. I think it's going to be related, I believe, to the newest series of films. So I'm definitely interested in seeing where they go with it. So I'm definitely, and I hope too, because me on the physical media, I definitely hope it gets a DVD, a Blu-ray too, to put next to the other ones. Because anytime you hear something's like a TV show, you worry, oh, will there be no DVD or Blu-ray of that? But I also like the Aubrey Plaza Child's Play movie. Like it was so different, but I would still like to see more of, another one of them as well. Let's see here. Have you seen My Mom is a Werewolf? I believe so. Let's see here. Trying to get to where I was before. Um, I think this is where I was. Are there any movies that never got released and have been completely forgotten about? Never got a VHS release? I don't know if there's anything that's ever not, come to nothing, any format whatsoever. Like The Day the Clown Cried, which will never get released, like that kind of movie. But there's more stuff that's gotten forgotten about on DVD. Like Meet the Applegates, that movie got totally forgotten about with Ed Begley Jr. That's a great movie. I can't believe no one's ever put that out, so that's gotten forgot about. Summer Camp Nightmare got forgotten about. that only ever came to VHS. So there's a lot of stuff like that that's never had, anything. The series Zoobly Zoo, that never had a DVD. So it's a shame though. It's like I always wish I could, had, the money or like a funder that would put together a group to put out extremely obscure stuff that no one seems to want to license, like Zoobly Zoo, the Popples, and some of that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Um, are there any places you miss about Maryland? People, places, weather. Well, I had some good friends in Maryland, like Victor, and people like that. But when it comes to stuff that I miss in Maryland, like I used to like that one store called Soundgarden. That was a store I used to like to go to. I used to like record and tape traders, but they all went out of business, so there's no more of those left. But I will at some point, someday, go back to Maryland again. When everything opens up again, I definitely want to do more. Once I film all the projects I have to film, because there's a bunch of stuff that I have to act in. But once all that stuff is finished, I definitely would love to go back to Maryland and do like a video series on like do like some movie hunting videos out there, and then do a video like going and looking at locations that I haven't been to in years, and like seeing what they look like now. Like I feel like that'd be kind of cool to like kind of kick back, look back on things. Let's see here. I see a $2 super chat here from the M Delaney 45. Thanks so much for your $2 super chat. He says Child's Play series is supposed to be after Cult, so the Cult of Chucky. Yeah, I really liked the Cult of Chucky. So yeah, I'm glad it will continue on with that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that one, and I hope it should be pretty R-rated though, because sci-fi now they don't really have to censor the bad words or anything anymore. They used to. They seem to be much more R-rated now. Brian Durant gave a $2 super chat, and he says they should make a Family Guy movie. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if they made like an R-rated Family Guy film. That's another thing where I feel like if the show was ending, they might like do it like that. Do you know what I mean? They might do like a final film. And like I said, guys, thanks so much for your super chats. A huge help to the channel. So I really appreciate them so much. So thanks again, guys. Let's see here. Um, I believe I talked about that one. I talked about that. Chopping Mall. Hey Sean, do you like full moon movies? Yeah, I've watched pretty much most of the full moon movies. And I was lucky enough to get to act in their movie Ouija's Hollywood Night. They flew me in to do a cameo on that one, so that was really cool. Because that was one of those companies that I had always wanted to do something with. Hopefully we'll do something else again in the future, but that was like something I was really excited to, get to do. Let's see here. Who is hotter? In I Know What You Did Last Summer, Jennifer Love Hewitt or Sarah Michelle Gellar? Um, Between both of them, probably, I don't know, maybe Sarah Michelle Gellar, I probably would say, to me. Get a physical copy and you won't have a problem with websites taking it down or missing it. No, that's the thing. It's like, I think if you have like favorite movies, I would definitely recommend, having like a physical copy of them. You know what I mean? Because you never know when they can get removed from streaming, and then you know what I mean? Or they can get censored and that kind of stuff. Someone says it's even crazier that Splash is censored, considering First Kid with Sinbad is a full kids movie but has blood and people being shot. But Hannah's ass is too far, I guess. Yeah, people have a serious problem with nudity. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. People have a real problem with that. So yeah, like that's the one thing with Disney Plus that I really don't like, is this censoring the movies. I really wish they'd honestly knock that off. Especially, it'd be one thing if they don't want to put R-rated movies on there. That's fine. Put them on Hulu, or have Disney Plus, the adult version, where you can pay $3 more and you have to have a code to unlock it. And you block kids from seeing it. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no reason why Disney could not have adult rated content on there, but make it so it's blocked from kids seeing it. Just like with Splash. What they could do with that is, if they want to have a censored mode of it, have a kid-friendly version that kids can watch, that can be turned on for kids. Just like on Vudu, they have kid-friendly versions of movies, where if you want to watch a censored version of it, which I wouldn't, why you'd want to see that, but you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of thing. But someone says Disney should not put Touchstone movies on Disney Plus. Yeah, I agree. Just put them out on DVD. You know what I mean? Like, and Blu-ray, and stop with this censor business. I hope people complain though, honestly. I really do, and I hope people get pissed about that. Let's see here. What do you think of the? I talked about the La La Land. Disney Plus censoring classic movies is lame. I'd rather have a warning. Yeah, it's true. I really think they should just put warnings on them. Someone says, "Do you miss Toys R Us?" Well, I know Toys R Us kind of has made start trying to make a comeback because they started opening up a couple locations in malls. There's none that have opened. Malls are all closed right now though, but they're starting to open in some places. Not a good idea, honestly, but they not yet because like Florida's opening them up, and I mean I see people like sitting in a restaurant eating, and I'm just like, don't know if I really want to sit inside a restaurant right now. You know what I mean? Like in a couple months maybe. But with that kind of stuff, though, what was I saying here? Um, would you rather warn? Well, yeah, well, the thing like they were saying with a warning, I think a warning is a much more way to do it. But with Toys R Us, though, I was saying with that, yeah, I hope though that they can kind of come back. But it's a sad time right now though for stores and restaurants because little by little I'm seeing people posting and stores posting that they aren't going to open again, like Soup Plantation, which was like a buffet kind of restaurant, which I would go to a lot. And you guys saw in the videos, I would go in there a lot. And some of the Tuesday videos, like the earlier on Tuesday ones, I would sit in there and eat. Every single one, all 96 locations are never going to open again. And then there's certain locations of stores that are never going to open again. Certain Salvation Armies, certain thrift stores are never going to open again. We're going to see so many things. It's really sad because there's going to be in the coming years so many abandoned places. You know what I mean? We're going to just see sitting there. It's depressing for all these places that aren't going to open. Let's see. Have you been to Las Vegas? Yeah, if you want to see Las Vegas, I have a number of different videos. Just search Las Vegas, and I have a bunch of different like movie hunting vlogs, and also out and about the movie with Wet Movie was the first time I ever went to Vegas. So if you guys want to see like the movie with me going to Vegas for the first time, definitely check that one out too. How long did it take you to lose weight? I'm trying now. It's super hard. For me, I was so heavy though. I was at over 456 pounds. So it was coming off quicker because of the amount of weight that I had to lose. But it took me to, when it came to losing the weight, how long did it take to get like all the weight down? Probably like a little over a year or so, like a year and a couple months or so. But with me though, so much of it was like counting the calories, paying attention to what I was eating, like that. I owe so much of that to the calories, not like getting fancy foods or anything like that. It was just really, I mean, you could really eat anything, but count the calories, you know what I mean, and not go over a certain amount and figure out what's like works for you and that kind of stuff. Um, let's see here. Disney made Touchstone to put out the adult films, so putting them on Disney Plus is just dumb. Yeah, Touchstone was supposed to be their more PG-13, R-rated. I think the first Touchstone movie was Down and Out in Beverly Hills, or one of the first ones. So yeah, like I do, wish they wouldn't put them on there. Someone says like, they miss Herb. Well, yeah, Herb was in the last Tuesday shopping video. If you haven't seen it, he has a little cameo in there. Do you play Call of Duty? That's a game I've never played. They should make a Family Guy movie. I talked about that. Are you excited to see Child's Play series? Yeah, no, I was saying earlier, I definitely can't wait to see that. I think Rift Tracks is a waste of time, someone said. Are you a fan of King Diamond? I think I've heard some of his stuff. I don't know too much though. Do you have friends? No, I have a lot. I don't see a lot of people. Like I'm not like I'm real hang out with people. Like I see Danny the Cinestalker, and like I talk to Wet Movie, but I talk to lots of people online, directors and other actors and stuff like that. But like I don't like see them too often. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that kind of person that like is like a squad goals kind of person. Like likes big groups. I've never really been like that. Have you ever been to Seattle? Yeah, I went there to film the movie Mr. Bleachers. So I have a vlog up if you want to see me going there. And I went to like the marketplace and all that kind of stuff. Hey Sean, who's your favorite character on AMC's The Walking Dead? Um, you know, um, Probably Negan, but I've not seen all the episodes. I know I should. Are you participating in the Bill and Ted contest? I filmed a little thing for that. There's a contest for Bill and Ted where you can like film yourself like fake shredding or like dancing and stuff like that. So I just filmed couple little goofy things because I think they're gonna do like a montage of it. Let's see here. Um, um, was it really that bad? The Rules of Attraction DVD advertised a secret celebrity guest commentary track, and it turned out to be Carrot Top watching it alone for the first time. Most memorable commentaries. I do remember that when Carrot Top did a commentary track on the Rules of Attraction. I don't know if his commentary track was put on the Blu-ray or not. Do you find a lot of DVDs in pawn shops? Um, some of them are better than others. You know what I mean? Like some pawn shops are not that great, but I have found some of the best out of print stuff at pawn shops. As someone says, have you ever experienced the Mandela effect? Like there's certain things that where I can say I remember things a certain way, and then you're like, well, I thought I remembered it like this, like the Berenstein Bears and that kind of stuff. I do like that one. I know. Um, I have had more like weird, like Truman Showy kind of things when it comes to like weird things where, like when on the walk, when me and my mom get to a certain part, it's almost like with the Truman Show. It's like they're sending out an extra. Like this guy rides by on a skateboard, and he only rides by on a skateboard in the exact same spot where we're walking every time, most of the time. And then sometimes if I'm saying, "Oh, we haven't seen this one person at the gym in months," and then I said it, and then all of a sudden they came in, like weird stuff like that, like just sort of strange kind of stuff like that. And those who are coming in now, though, I'll probably be on here a little longer than 2 hours tonight. Maybe up to 2.5 hours or so. I'm not sure. And if you guys have any super chat questions or anything like that, our super chat is turned on. And like I said, guys, I really appreciate them so much. So thanks so much for the support with the super chats. And also, like I was saying, feel free to promote your YouTube channel or anything like that that you want to promote in them as well. Dario Argento contributed to the game Dead Space, and the film director Larry Fessenden created the game Until Dawn. I don't think I've seen those games. The Road with Viggo Mortensen. I can't believe Tex Sawyer from Texas Chainsaw Massacre could pull off such a great performance. No, he's great, Viggo Mortensen. He's always great in everything. Have you seen Sick, aka Grim Weekend? It's a god awful horror movie from the 2000s. I feel like I've heard of that. I don't think I've seen that though. What do you think Mrs. Doubtfire 2 would have been about? I don't know. It would probably they would have to found a way for Robin Williams to go in, as Mrs. Doubtfire addresses Miss Doubtfire again, and I don't know what it would be if like it would have been like Robin Williams' character having to go and like save something or something happened with the kids or something. I don't know what they would do with it. It would definitely be interesting to see, what they did with it. And I see a $5 super chat here from C. Craig Kruger. From C. Kruger. Thanks so much, C. Kruger, for your super chat donations this evening. He said, hello again from Maryland. Hello again from Maryland, Baltimore County. If you had a choice to do a DVD commentary on any DVD release, past or present, which one would you pick? Well, I really would love to have done commentary on Peanut Butter Solution. Because I have so much stuff I could talk about with that one and kind of my memories of that and like discovering that and then like forgetting the name to it. What other ones would I love to do one for? Like like if I could do one like for Pee Wee's Big Adventure, that'd be really cool. And that's so funny because Baltimore is exactly where I was. I was in Towson, Maryland, so I was always in the area. So have you seen all the early vlogs? Because if you saw like the early around the towns from like 2008 or 2007 to 2010, all those were around Baltimore, and we went downtown a lot and everything. Um, Let's see here. When you come back to Vegas, I'd love to meet you and hunt for Blu-rays with you. Yeah, I'll let you know whenever I'm going to go back. I know there's like an anthology horror film that I should be shooting at some point in Vegas, and same with Pool Party Massacre 2. I don't know when that will shoot, but I'll let you know though. Have you seen The Greasy Strangler? Yeah, Greasy Strangler is amazing. If you want guys like really weird, off the wall, strange humor movies, watch that. It's similar to like a Tim and Eric kind of humor. Let's see here. Um, Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Have you seen the Naked Gun movies? Yeah, I've seen all the Naked Gun films. I can't believe Vinegar Syndrome re-released Psycho Cop Returns, but never re-released the first Psycho Cop. It's only available on VHS. It might be like something to do with like the rights to Psycho Cop, because I think Psycho Cop 1, I think that's owned by Synapse, is who released that originally. But hopefully at some point that will get a new release, or maybe it's never come out. A Dark Angel TV show with Jessica Alba, will they ever come out with a Blu-ray or 4K version? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool if that came out. And Michael Ray Bauer, Donkey Lips, best known as Donkey Lips from Salute Your Shorts, he was in one of those episodes of that. And I watched some of that show. That was actually a pretty good show. I have a $2 in my hand, which has a $2 you can win. Have you ever heard of the movie Memento with Christopher Nolan? Yeah, that's a great film. You've inspired me to write some films. You ever think of crazy ideas and you wish you write them down? No, there's so often with like ideas, that I wish I would, write written down and remember and things like that. So yeah, I can totally relate to that kind of stuff. The M Delaney 45 gave a $5 super chat, and thanks so much M Delaney 45 for your super chat donations this evening. What would you like to see in the Child's Play series? I'd like to see the original Glenn and Glenda again, even though Universal wants no mention of them. Now I know they don't like the Seed of Chucky. Like for some reason that one people really didn't like that one. That one got like a bad rap and like a lot of bad like reviews. But yeah, that would be kind of cool to see them back again. I do hope though, like Jennifer Tilly has a decent role in the new one, and I just want to see too, Andy continue his character continue to be in it more, and I hope too it's like maybe it'll be like another Chucky like on the road kind of thing because I like when Chucky ends up in like weird settings, like when he was in like the boarding school, the military school, and different kind of settings. Like it would be amazing seeing Chucky like loose killing people in like a theme park or something. You know what I mean? It's like a really weird kind of cool setting. That'd be kind of cool. Dark. They talked about that one. Um, talked about Naked Gun. Any toys or collectibles you're looking forward to? Well, I'd like to find more of the Ghostbusters figures because the retro toys. I'd like to find the Slimer one. I've yet to see that, and I'm hoping they release more of those, retro ones. Like some of the ones where you could used to be able to like if the toys got wet, they would like have colors changes and stuff like that. Um, do you know the sci-fi series Lex and Dark Zone? I've heard of Lex. I don't think I've ever seen Dark Zone. Have you ever been to Chicago? No, I've never been to Chicago. I'd love to go there because they had that one like restaurant there where they like cook with all kinds of weird techniques, like a gastronomo pub or something. However you say that word, kind of pub kind of thing. And also to go to the hot dog restaurant. Even though I don't eat meat, hopefully they have something I would get called the Wiener Circle. They had a weird reality show about that. It was a real short-lived show. Do you think we'll ever see the original Fright Night 2 on Blu-ray? That's what I'm hoping we'll get to see, you know, um, you know, um, like someone like Arrow Video or Screen Factory put out. How many movies have you watched to this day? Oh, I don't know how many actual like total amount of movies that I watched. I can't even imagine. Thousands upon thousands. Tonight, though, when it comes to like if I'm watching tonight, I'm gonna watch that movie Dolly Dearest. I just got the Blu-ray of that to review, and I haven't watched that movie in forever. And it was never released in widescreen. I was looking at the old DVD I have, and it was a full screen release. Let's see. What do you think of the Dream, A Little Dream from the '80s? Yeah, with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. That's a great movie. Um, so yeah, I love that one. The sequel wasn't great, but it still was at least watchable. Is Book Off coming back? I hope Book Off opens back up because I don't know if any of them are open for pickup. I doubt it would be because since it's all used, there's not really like a computer system. I did see like the pickup situation today for the store Five Below, and it was kind of weird because like they had like a table in the front of the store, and then and they had like items on the table you could buy, and it was giving me like total flashbacks to the Rogers Forge Elementary School when I was in elementary school. They had a school store, and it really reminded me of a school store. It was like really strange. It like was totally set up like an old school store. Um, what do you think? They should make a real life movie of Ren and Stimpy starring Dwayne Johnson and Steve Buscemi. That'd be kind of funny. I guess Steve Buscemi would be Ren, and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock would be Stimpy, I guess. But I feel like Stimpy would have to be played by like a fat guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know who would. That'd be kind of weird. I don't know if I could see The Rock doing that. Out and About the Movie 2 is hilarious. No, Out and About the Movie is hilarious. Yeah, the first Out and About, and like because the second one was Brendan scripted out most of that movie, but the original one, everything that happened in that, we just filmed it. Like all the fights with Gabe that happened and all that stuff, that was all true. Um, let's see here. Have you seen a movie called Trick? If you haven't seen it, a good horror movie. I know I've heard of Trick. I don't know if I've seen that. There was one called Prank, I remember, but I don't know if I've seen Trick. Have you seen Bloody Birthday? Dead Meat recently did a kill count on it. Yeah, Dead Meat. I always like Dead Meat's kill count videos, but yeah, Birthday was a great one. Do you know if what Fortnite is? Yeah, I've heard of Fortnite. I've never played that game ever though. Your horror Blu-ray DVD collection is awesome. Which is your favorite? Um, I don't know if I have a favorite horror movie in the collection. Um, like one of my favorite like of the out of print sets that I really like is that Society from Arrow Video. Like I feel like that's like one of my favorite. Like just the look of that whole release. I have. Let's see here. What are your thoughts on Back to the Future trilogy? Back to the Future theory about George and Lorraine knowing Marty was Calvin? I don't know. That's kind of an interesting idea that they would have known. Because like the thing is though, they wouldn't have been stupid. And the thing is, you remember when you're a teenager, you remember things. You know what I mean? Like so they would have probably had to have remembered, that Marty looked like their son looked like him and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can totally understand that. Let's see here. What do you think about Star Wars ending? The newest Star Wars movie, I liked it. I thought the new one was good. Do you think they trash canon films too much in Electric Boogaloo documentary? Yeah, they talked. There was a lot, like some negativity stuff that was going on with like the way that the movies were made and all that kind of stuff. Um, let's see here. I hope you do a video on videos that have not received DVD or Blu-ray release. Yeah, I might work on that. That'll take me a while to put together that list because I really have to do research on things that have never had legitimate releases. But that's a good idea though to do one on stuff that has never been released. Let's see here. Have you ever heard of the movie Universal Soldier? Yeah, I believe I reviewed the 4K of that one. Someone says I finally watched Reflecting Skin based on you always talking about it. It was amazing. Yeah, Reflecting Skin. If you guys have never seen that, that movie is amazing. It's like the way it was shot, the music in that film, everything about that movie. That's also a movie with Viggo Mortensen was one of his early films. Do you like Marvel or DC better? I think as a whole, Marvel puts out better movies, but I like DC's characters a lot. Like I love Batman. Like Batman is probably my favorite character, so I would probably say that I like you know um, DC a little bit more for some of their characters, like Batman and stuff like that. Um, let's see here. Big fan for a long time, watching you since middle school, and I'm about to graduate college. Any tips for somebody who dreams of working in the movie biz? Well, if you want to do like acting and stuff like that, um, I would recommend too just like becoming friends on Facebook with a lot of filmmakers, and also if you see like people who are putting together projects with like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, you can always like message the director and act if you want to do acting or crew work and that kind of stuff. You could always reach out to them too and tell them what you do and you're interested in doing work, and I'm sure you could get brought on doing like PA work and set work and that kind of stuff. Let's see here. um, um, let's see here, which is I talked about that one. If you like The Greasy Strangler, check out Bag Boy Lover Boy, put out by Severin Films. It's like Maniac meets Napoleon Dynamite. I have actually seen Bag Boy Lover Boy. That movie was great. You're right. It definitely has that kind of vibe. There's also another movie called A Holes. That's a censored title, but that's another movie that's very much like Greasy Strangler. It is insane, and I recommend that one too. If you like Greasy Strangler kind of movies. I saw your video where you and MJ went to high school graduation. You seemed shy to talk to other people. No, well, we actually talked to a lot of people off camera. It was kind of awkward. Um, like people like there, a lot of them knew we made videos online, but it was kind of awkward putting them on camera. Now, if I was at a high school reunion, I'd probably like film it much more now. Someone said Wiener Circle. Well, there's a restaurant, like a hot dog place in Chicago called the Wiener Circle. Um, do you know any horror movies where the narrator is the antagonist? Um, no, I don't know. Like where the narrator is the antagonist, like the house that Jack built was like a narrator, like that sort of. Not exactly though. Hey, I'm your fan from Malaysia. Hey, thanks so much for watching from Malaysia. And those who are just coming on now, like I said, I'll probably be on here for probably 2.5 hours tonight, like a little longer, and I will be coming on Sunday night as well for like an hour or two, because I always come on usually after the walk. You know, but I figured I would try like a Saturday live thing. And if you guys have any super chat questions or anything like that, like I said, super chats are a big help to the channel and the videos. And feel free to ask whatever you want on them. And also you can promote anything you want to, like your YouTube videos or channels. Someone says TriStar is also Disney's adult film company. Yeah, that's what was considered. And I believe I see a $2 super chat here from the M Delaney. Thanks so much, M Delaney, for your super chat. They're supposed to be making an adult Goosebumps? Anakin? I believe you. Do you mean like the new Goosebumps series? Because I have heard that they're going to bring back the Goosebumps series. Because they made the Goosebumps movies with Jack Black. But I'm hoping though, with the series, it'll be just like the original ones, and maybe they'll go and remake some of the classic books again. Like I would love to see like Horrorland made again with some money, because the original Midnight in Horrorland Goosebumps episode was really cheap because they didn't have much money to work with. So it'd be kind of cool to see that with money. Same with like to see the Haunted Mask again. And what they could do too would be kind of fun was to bring back some of the original actors from the original series and to do cameos and stuff like that. Because I love anthology series, and I think there definitely needs to be more of that kind of stuff. Someone says you should become a movie maker. Yeah, I've made some short films and that kind of stuff, but I definitely would like to make like a feature someday. Um, have you ever heard of the movie Ouija, directed by Styles White? I'm pretty sure I've seen all the Ouija films. Have you seen Naked Gun movies? I talked about that. Yes, I love the Naked Gun films. Um, have you seen The Road? Yeah, I talked about that. Have you been to Chicago? I talked about that. I think I'm finally starting to get caught up with the questions. So I'm finally like where the questions were. I think I finally caught up with them. So the new questions now will be finally like there for the moment. Someone says, been watching since middle school. I talked about that one. Been watching your channel since 2008. Love your videos. Thanks, Cody, for watching since 2008. I talked about Marvel. Someone says, I like your video 2 times. Well, thanks very much for liking the videos. Um, hey, Sean, do you prefer Apple or Windows? I've only ever had Apple computers, and Mac products and all that kind of stuff. I've never had a Windows computer ever. So like anytime I've tried to use like a PC, I'm like totally blonde with it. Like I have absolutely no clue how to do it. I don't even know how to turn the thing off. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Let's see here. Have you ever been to New York City? Yeah, I've been to New York City a couple different times when I lived on the East Coast. I don't know if I ever filmed it. I don't know if I did. Um, I might not have. I wish I did. But yeah, I went to New York City and went to like Virgin Records back in the day when that was still there. Let's see here. Do you always get review copies from Umbrella Entertainment and Viavision? Umbrella Entertainment right now isn't sending anything because of what's going on. But Viavision, yeah, Viavision is really cool though with sending stuff. I've reviewed a lot of stuff for them, and they have some cool stuff coming out. Like they're starting a new like line releasing like classic stuff like War of the Worlds and stuff like that on Blu-ray. Let's see here. Do you know any other horror movies? I talked about that one, Danny DeVito. Yeah, always a fan of Danny DeVito. Do you hear Nicolas Cage is going to play the Tiger King? Yeah, I think that's pretty cool for him to do that. And I feel like he could definitely play that kind of role. Have you ever seen an Eric Bana in the old sketch comedy show? I've never seen that. Like Eric Bana in a sketch comedy show? No. Let's see here. Um, is it daytime where you are? Right now it's 12:45 a.m. where I am. Can you comment on Plan 9 from Outer Space? Yeah, Plan 9 from Outer Space is one of those like considered like best worst movie kind of films. I think it's a fun movie, but when it comes to like anything Ed Wood, I like to watch the Tim Burton's Ed Wood movie the most. Um, have you ever heard of Central Intelligence? Yeah, Central Intelligence, the movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart. I thought that was a fun movie. Let's see. Should I get the live action Mortal Kombat for my collection, or should I pass? I haven't watched that in years, probably like 15 years. But as a kid, I remember really liking that movie. Did Wet Movie enjoy playing Bill Beaver in Zoobly Zoo? No, he wasn't born yet, but that'd be amazing if it was him. But no, it wasn't him. But I know I love Zoobly Zoo. What do you think about Flatliners from 1990? Yeah, the remake wasn't great, but the original movie, that's a great film. I really like that movie. Have you ever seen a film called Climax? heard about it from your movie sucks. Big fan of Gaspar Noé. Really cool camera work. No, Climax is a great movie, and I'm also a huge fan of Sophie Botella, who was in the newest Mummy film playing the Mummy. She's great, and I actually really like the Climax a lot. And that's one of those movies too. It's like one of those slow build-up films where, it's basically about a dance troupe practicing for this big show they're gonna have, and somebody spikes the drink with the drugs, and they all like unknowingly drink it, and they all start going crazy throughout the night. Do you miss Kmart? I used to like Kmart back. I mean, like when I think of Kmart, the one memory I have of it was on Thanksgiving. I would always go. That would be like where we would go for after Thanksgiving because nothing was open. So we would go and eat, and then go to Kmart, and that was kind of like the big thing we always did on Thanksgiving. Um, did you see The Invisible Man yet? What recent movies they put on demand have you seen? I saw The Invisible Man in theaters, and liked that one. Anything that I've seen on demand that I haven't seen too much stuff on demand. I've seen like Vivarium, because I got a code to review that one. I'll talk about that one on Tuesday. I really like that one. I'm thinking about watching that Valley Girl one on there because I kind of would like to see that one. But when it comes to Kmart, I used to like going in. Like I said, that I definitely do miss that one though. Um, I'm watching you from Ontario, Canada. Thanks so much for watching from Canada. Someone says, I just unsubscribed. Do you care? No, I try to get to everyone's comments and everything. Um, let's see here. Um, here. Do you watch any series or just movies? I do watch TV. Like I watch like American Horror Story when American Horror Stories is on. There's a show on HBO now I'm watching called Betty, which is a spin-off series to the movie Skate Kitchen, which I really love Skate Kitchen. This one though doesn't follow the same story as Skate Kitchen though because they're kind of changing the way that the girls kind of met a little bit with the one main girl in Skate Kitchen. She kind of like met them in a different way in the series, but I'm watching that right now. But when Curb Your Enthusiasm just ended the latest season, I watched that. So there are, and I did watch most of the seasons of Mr. Robot. Um, let's see here, Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie, one of the funniest movies. Yeah, I always loved Tim and Eric, and I loved their new series that they have. And I think the series finale or season finale ended at that, but it was called Beef House, and it was like a sitcom that they did. You should be able to watch it on demand if you guys want to see it. But I always love anything Tim and Eric. Let's see here. Make sure I don't miss anything. Like I said, I think I'm caught up with the questions now. I think so. Let's see. Talk about Kmart. Talked about Tim and Eric. What time is it where you are? Just watched Your Vice is a locked door and only have a key. You like Giallos? I like some Giallo films. I'm not the biggest fan of Giallos for some reason. I don't know why. I can't get into them as much as some other ones, and I have no idea why. But I'm never like the biggest fan of some of them. Do you know Sean Melkoff? Melkeef? I don't know who that is. Have you watched Stranger Things? Do you watch Stranger Things? I've only seen like one or two episodes of the first season. It's one of those shows that I really need to watch. Um, do you want the other Superman movies, or do you know when the rest of the Superman movies are coming to 4K? I haven't heard. I know the next like Warner Brothers 4K is going to be next month, and it's going to be The Goonies. Pin is an awesome movie that needs a Blu-ray release. I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah, the Pin, I cannot believe that's never had a Blu-ray release. When did you figure out that Broadbent Company was failed? Because I know in your rare movie videos you talked about, from a company called Broad Green Pictures, they released stuff like 99 Homes, Neon Demon, a movie with Joey King called Wish Upon, a handful of different movies, A Walk in the Woods. Yeah, the whole company went bankrupt. So all their stuff is kind of obscure now. So yeah, I like that company though. I was really liking the stuff they put out. And someone said, "Do you like Beavis and Butthead?" Yeah, I watched Beavis and Butthead ever since that started. Ever since I was a little kid and it first aired. Um, DeVito as Stimpy and Buscemi as Rand. Yeah, DeVito would be great as Stimpy. Um, have you ever heard of the movie Dunkirk, directed by Christopher Nolan? Yeah, I watched Dunkirk. I didn't love that movie as much as I like 1917. When it comes to war movies, I like 1917 the best recently. Scream Factory needs to put out My Pet Monster. Well, that would be kind of probably more of a Shout Factory title, but that would be amazing if they put that out. Even and I don't think they do a lot of DVD only movies anymore because I don't know if there would ever be able to be a Blu-ray of it because it was shot on like tape, I think. But that would be amazing, especially if they could get like interviews with the people now and like kind of talking about it, or maybe show like the filming locations and that kind of stuff. Someone says, "Have you ever seen the Australian show from the '90s, The Extraordinary?" It was a show similar to Unsolved Mysteries, but more supernatural stories called The Extraordinary. No, I've never heard of that one. I don't know if that ever aired ever in the U.S. Um, what's the worst horror movie series you have ever seen? Like worst series? I don't know. Like what I would say is like the worst. Because like if it was that bad, I don't think they'd make too many of them. Or at least like I can't think of anything offhand that I was like, oh, that was so bad. What do you think of Mandy with Nicolas Cage? Yeah, that's the kind of Nicolas Cage movies that I like. I love those kind of out there, extreme kind of movies that he's doing lately. A lot more stuff because like Nicolas Cage has kind of moved into doing more indie stuff now, and I really like that stuff, like, especially the horror movies, and especially when he gets to play totally insane people. That because he's really good at going crazy. Let's see. So let's see, where am I now? There's lots of pictures in your room. Yeah, all the ones on the room are all like autographs and that kind of stuff. And I'm one of those kind of people too. I hate having like walls that are empty. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like you kind of feel like you're in a nut house when you have nothing on your walls at all. Like, if the whole wall was fully empty, it'd be like really strange. Like, so I've never like been one of those kind of people who's like, oh, I can't. I like to have lots of a minimalist. And I don't want anything on my walls. I'm like, no. I'm like, I feel like uncomfortable if the walls are empty. I know that's kind of strange, but I've always been like that. I don't like walls that are all empty. Like even right here, I can't wait till I go to another convention at some point and get more stuff to fill these spaces. You know what I mean? Like as crazy as that is. Um, let's see here. Shop Fat, I talked about that, about My Pet Monster. I just subscribed and liked the video. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel. Have you ever been to Detroit? No, I've never been to Detroit. Um, there's a lot of states I've never gotten to go to. Um, someone says, which horror movie? And if I went, I would love to go to the place where Hardcore Pawn, that pawn shop. I would love to go to that pawn shop and maybe get some secret footage of me like looking for Blu-rays or something in there. That'd be like amazing. Let's see here. Do you miss Blockbuster? No, yeah, Blockbuster. I think I was talking about that earlier, but I love Blockbuster. That was a great place, and I also loved for the videos too when they were closing, and even before they were closing, when you could just buy movies in there. I was always cool just to look in there too and see what they were selling. And a lot of times Blockbuster had like a lot of really weird stuff they were renting, and sometimes they were like exclusive to the store and stuff like that. So I miss being able to go a place like that and kind of see everything together. Um, and those of you guys who've come in now, I'll probably be on here, like I said, for about 20 more minutes or so. So if you guys have any last 20-minute super chat questions, and like I said, huge thanks for the super chats this evening. A huge help to the videos in this channel, and feel free to promote your YouTube channel or anything like that in any of the super chats. Is there a film trope that nags you? Not necessarily one that makes you hate movies, but a common trope that gets under your skin. I don't know if there's like a thing that you see a lot. I mean, like sometimes like real stereotypical stuff that you see, like more like stereotypical movies, like just like generic haunted house movies. You know what I mean? Like one of those ones, or generic like Ouija board movies. Like some of them, like when they have like nothing that's new to them. It's like you've seen this movie 1,000 times and they kind of blend together. Like some of those kind of ones I get sort of tired of. You know what I mean? Like for example, like The Lodge was like a movie in a house, but it was so inventive and different. Like, and I like more stuff like that if it's like a self-contained movie in a house. I like it to be at least something a little different. Let's see here. Do you have a few favorite Giallo films? Like I said, I don't know. I need to like look at a whole list of Giallo films and see which ones that I like. Like I said, I don't know why. I've just never been the biggest fan of those ones. And I don't know why. I really don't. Because I feel like I liked them years ago, and now I don't like them as much. Let's see here. Talked about the Australian show. Do you know when Back to the Future will go on 4K? From what I heard, it's probably going to be sometime this year. Because I know the next 4K catalog title that Universal is doing is Jaws. But I hope hopefully with it they do like a whole set of all of them together. They are remaking Hellraiser with Clint Howard playing Pinhead. I didn't hear that. That would be kind of cool if he did do it though. If you did a podcast, who would you do it with? P.S. I was listening to it. If you did a podcast, I don't know. I mean, the Flick Pick wanted to do like a podcast kind of thing together sometime, but I don't know who I would do it with. Like one with. Let's see here. Do you like cats or dogs? Mainly dogs. I mean, I don't have a problem with cats, but I'm so allergic to them. Like, I get so allergic that like my eyes swell shut and like I can't open them if I'm around cats, and I sneeze and have all kinds of problems. So anytime somebody has a cat, I have to kind of like wait outside their house and stuff. But I don't dislike cats. I just can't be around them. They still censor old movies, but new ones are more violent than ever. Yeah, like when you look at like R-rated horror movies from the 80s, like slasher films and like ones that were considered gory then, you look at how cut around the gore is with some of them compared to now. It's crazy when you look at how much gorier a movie can be now. Where if a movie was like as gory as they are now, they would have been NC-17 back then. Let's see here. Have you ever heard of the movie Rush with Ron Howard? Yeah, I saw that movie. I thought that was pretty good. The Rush, the race car movie. My dad still has Beavis and Butt on tape. Yeah, I had a bunch of them on tape back in the day. I may have to convince my dad to watch The Room, mainly because he has no idea. Yeah, The Room is a great, so bad it's good movie. And afterwards, you could show him Disaster Artist, about the making of. Um, let's see here. More Brains. Um, this is my first time being on a live show. Well, thanks so much for coming on for the live show. I remember when you filmed yourself traveling to the wrong venue for a convention. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was embarrassing. Like for some reason, I thought the convention was at the place it always was in like Burbank, and it ended up being at the L.A. Convention Center. And I realized I could have just gotten on another train, and I didn't. I was so new to living out here. I didn't realize. And like nowadays too, like Lyft is so easy to use. I could have just taken a Lyft, and it probably would have been like $10, $15 to get over there, which would have not been terrible, and I would have done that nowadays if I screwed up that bad. What sucks too is that was a Fangoria's Weekend of Horror convention, and that was the last time they ever had that convention. So the last time, and I never got to go to one of those. So I screwed up big time that time. Um, hey Sean, movie trivia. What's in the box? What was that? What's in the freaking box here? 7. Um, what's your favorite signed print? I don't have a lot of like art print that's signed, artwork that's signed. Like favorite autographs though. Like back in the day when I got the Pee Wee's autograph, that was a big thing because at the time he never had done conventions. Um, there's still a Blockbuster in Oregon. Yeah, that's the last Blockbuster left. That's if I ever get to Oregon, I really want to go there and make a video, showing that. Check out the Garth Evans Indonesian martial arts films, the Raid series, The Night Comes for Us. I've never seen those. I've had so many people tell me how good the Raid movies are, though. I went to the hardcore pawn shop in Michigan in 2013, and the Blu-ray section was horrible. Oh, that sucks that they don't have a good Blu-ray section. Um, let's see here. Um, I talked about movie trivia. Have you ever heard of Welcome to Marwen, directed by Robert Zemeckis? Yeah, I thought that was a decent movie. It was like the concept was kind of crazy, what was going on, but I thought that was a pretty decent movie. What have you seen Color Out of Space? If so, what do you think of it? Yeah, Color Out of Space was from director Richard Stanley, who was the original director on the Island of Dr. Moreau remake that he got fired from, but then ended up hanging out on the set as a creature undercover. No one knew he was still there. But I really love Color Out of Space, and it has the similar vibe to Mandy. It kind of is like a good companion piece kind of film, even though Color Out of Space is more like sci-fi kind of. They still kind of connect together and like a similar kind of vibe. But yeah, that's a great movie. Um, let's see here. Best A24 film. I was talking about that earlier in the video, but probably Uncut Gems is probably one of my favorite ones in recent times. Greatest silent movie ever is Phantom of the Opera. That's a great movie. I see lots of pictures of other people, especially famous people, no pictures of you on the wall. We have some family pictures and stuff like that downstairs, but I don't really put pictures of myself up on the wall. It's always kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like having like yourself all up. I don't know. I've never been like that. You know what I mean? Like I have like a couple posters for stuff that I acted in, but not too many. Which horror movie franchise should or must start with as first time watching horror ones? Well, if you haven't seen like the Nightmare on Elm Street films, the Friday the 13th films, those are definitely must ones to watch. Um, let's see here. Are you still big Pee Wee fan? I've always been a Pee Wee fan. Like I feel like I'll always be a fan of Pee Wee. Let's see here. Fan of the Opera with Lon Chaney is a personal favorite of mine too. Um, do you like the Emoji Movie? No, that was terrible. I agree that really wasn't great. Someone asked if I saw the Mule with Clint Eastwood. Mule was great. Like that's a must-watch Clint Eastwood one. And I finally am caught up with the comments. I'm finally down to the bottom of the comments. But the Mule though, I especially when Clint Eastwood directs, I always like when he stars in the movies too. What's your opinion about the Korean movie Parasite? Parasite was great. That was an intense movie, and like I didn't know going into it like what to expect because like I didn't really see much. Like the trailer for Parasite didn't really show you much, and sometimes I kind of like those kind of movies where you go into it and you know nothing going into it, and it's kind of like a surprise. And that's kind of how Parasite was. Like, and Parasite, if you guys are up on the fence of if you should or shouldn't watch it, would definitely recommend that. And it's one of those movies too. Sometimes if a movie's subtitles, sometimes it can be kind of hard to follow or whatever. To me, I had no problem with that one. The last February Horror Convention was at the LA Convention Center. Yeah, that was where the one that I messed up and didn't go to was. And guys, I'll be on here now for about 10 more minutes. So if you guys have any last minute super chat questions, I'll be on here, like I said, for 10 more minutes on here. And like I said, thanks so much, guys, for the super chat donations tonight. Really appreciate them so much. Someone says, Sean, do you prefer Goodfellas, Scarface, or the Godfather series? Well, those are examples of ones with the Godfather series where I only have seen the first movie. But when it comes to Goodfellas or Scarface, between those two, I would probably say Scarface I like a little bit better. Even though Goodfellas is I think might be a better movie, Scarface I would say I would see myself watching more. What country do your favorite foreign films come from? Like films from Korea, France, probably Italian. Like Italy makes a lot of horror movies that I really like, and so probably Italy I would say. Um, what do you think of The Witch by Robert Eggers? The Witch was great, and I also really like The Lighthouse. Even though it's a hard watch, The Witch is a little bit of an easier film to watch. The Lighthouse, though, I still like that a lot as well. Are you a Trump supporter? I don't talk anything about politics. You never go well with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, cause like no matter what you say, it's never great. But when it comes to Trump as a president, I'm not the biggest fan, honestly. But I like Trump as a TV host. You know what I mean? Um, let's see here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive is Luna Meow? I always liked Luna. I don't want to say that about somebody, but always liked Luna though, as she knows. Hey Sean, you saw Holmes and Watson's. Was the falling pot plant scene at the start? Holmes and Watson's though, I didn't like Holmes and Watson's. I thought that was kind of bad. Like that, I don't know. That was when people ask me about bad movies. Holmes and Watson's, that was pretty bad. Would you like to see Gremlins 3? I think they're talking about doing like some kind of either a remake or something of it. But I'd much rather see an actual remake. I mean, an actual sequel to it. You know what I mean? As opposed to like a remake. So like part 3 would be great, especially if they could get Phoebe Cates to come back again. Um, let's see here. Have you seen the Final Hours End of the World Doomsday movie? The Final Hours? I don't know if I've seen that or not. Check out Portrait of a Lady on Fire on Hulu. Incredible film. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about that. I need to watch that one. Let's see here. Have you heard The Happening, directed by M. Night Shyamalan? Yeah, The Happening, I always think of that scene when the guy's talking about wanting to get hot dogs. Since you like Parasite, have you seen The Host by the same director? Yeah, I actually saw The Host in theaters when it first came out, like at the Indie Theater. I think it was the Charles I saw it, and that's a great movie. Um, let's see here. Who would win, Michael Myers or Jason? I don't know, probably Jason. Did you watch Tigers Are Not Afraid yet? I'm still waiting on a copy of that one. I should be getting a copy to review of that one soon. So I'm definitely looking forward to watching that one. But I've heard like great things about Tigers Are Not Afraid. If you could go back in time and remake the final Donna Murph episode, would you have done it differently? Oh yeah, if I had more time to do that Donna Murph one, I definitely would have redone that. I felt like that a lot of stuff didn't work out as good as I thought. And I see a $5 super chat here from Nick Roman. Thanks so much, Nick Roman, for your $5 super chat. And he says, "Hey man, if you had to rate your top five MCU movies, what would they be? Endgame, Infinity War, Winter Soldier, Guardians of Galaxy, Civil War for me. Out of all the Marvel ones, I guess you would consider because I is part of it the Spider-Man movies, the newest ones. So probably Spider-Man: Homecoming and Far From Home I put in there because I really like this character of Spider-Man, and really like those films. And then probably I would definitely have Endgame, Infinity War as well. And then within that, I would probably put the original Iron Man just because like how much I really liked that one when that first came out. That's one I really need to go back and watch again, the first Iron Man film. But thanks so much, though, for your $5 super chat on Nick Roman. Let's see here. Have you seen The Feast? It's a great creature feature film. Yeah, I've seen all three of the Feast films. Those are definitely good ones. If we can ask you anything, um, have you? Let's see here. Do your best Terminator impression on the Terminator. I can't do Arnold Schwarzenegger very well at all. Like Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm here. I got paid to lead, not to read. And that was the Simpsons one. But that's not an impression I can do at all. What's your favorite DreamWorks CGI animated movie, and do you like Shrek? Well, Shrek, the first one, is probably my favorite. Like, I love that movie. It's so goofy and ridiculous, and the animation, when you look at the first movie now, it really seems like really old looking, but I still really like that one. Let's see here. The 40th anniversary of Halloween convention was kind of mad to me, to be honest. Yeah, I think Wet Movie went to that. I didn't get to go to that one. But yeah, like it looked interesting though. But I mean, it's always kind of weird when you have a convention when it's all one thing. You know what I mean? Like, I like horror conventions in general where they're kind of like all movies. When you kind of limit to one thing only, it's kind of like you're limiting to just that. Have you heard? Have you heard of Suicide Squad? Yeah, I thought the Suicide Squad was okay. I didn't love it though. I heard Gremlins movie is going to be a TV series, basically telling the story of the old man who sold Gizmo. That'd be kind of interesting. Do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend? Uh, Everyone always asks that. No, I don't have a girlfriend. Hopefully, it's not. I'm not opposed to it. Are you getting Goonies on 4K? Yeah, I definitely will get that. What streaming services are you subscribed to? Um, I have Hulu, Netflix, um, and then Amazon Prime are the main ones. Oh yeah, I do have Disney Plus as well. And like I said, guys, I'll be on here for 5 more minutes. So if you have any last minute questions or last minute super chats or anything, I'll be on here for 5 more minutes. And I will be going live. Technically it's Sunday now because it's 1 a.m. But I will be going live after my walk tomorrow as well because that's the main day I normally do them. Let's see here. I hope you have a good night. Thanks for answering my questions. Yeah, thanks so much, and thanks so much for your super chats, the MD Delaney 45. If you could play any horror character, who would it be? I don't know what character, like, I'd love to, like, be a character that survives the whole time or like dies right at the end or something like that. What's your favorite movie of all time? I've talked about this a lot. Probably Pee-wee's Big Adventure, honestly, because like when it comes to picking for favorite movies, I feel like to me it's always like something you could watch again and again and again. I mean, you could always see yourself watching, and that's kind of one of those ones. Um, are you a fan of PewDiePie? Um, I've never really watched too many PewDiePie videos. I've seen like a little bit, but never like I don't like actively watch his stuff. Um, you should check out Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu. I have heard a lot of decent things about that one. Do you like the Crow series? It gets a bad rep, but I love it. I don't know if I've ever watched the series. I know there was a series, but I don't know if I ever really saw that. Same with the RoboCop series, which lasted like a couple seasons. I don't think I ever watched that one either. Have you heard of Onward? Yeah, I haven't watched Onward yet. I know that's on Disney Plus. I definitely need to watch that one. How come you avoid political questions? Thought you could ask anything. Well, certain things that cause a lot of turmoil with people. You know what I mean? Like that kind of upset people. I never like to talk about that kind of stuff. Like, I don't really get into details like with religious stuff. You know what I mean? Like certain things, you kind of like, you never win. You know what I mean with them. So I kind of just don't talk about them. Do you still ever go to the casino with Herb and Gina? We used to go to the Barona Casino a lot, and we used to when we first moved here. We were like kind of crazy with gambling, and we would gamble money like crazy. Now, if I go to a casino, I don't put a dime in those machines. Like I never do that. But I would love us to go to like Barona again someday. How come? Let's see here. What type of character? character traits do you think you can play the best? For me, kind of like the sweet friend kind of guy, or like the goofy kind of goofy friend that's like a goofball, over the top kind of guy. Screaming and getting killed is some of my favorite stuff, though. I love to scream in movies. I've learned though, don't scream until like the last take, and don't, you know what I mean, like, because you blow your voice out. Yes. Can you do Hans Gruber impression from Die Hard? I don't think I can do that one. Have you seen Birds of Prey? I did. I'm going to talk about that on Tuesday. I loved Birds of Prey. Someone says, "Do you like Housebound?" That was a great haunted house movie. That was like a comedy haunted house film. Yeah, Housebound was great. Um, Favorite horror movie? Probably Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, are some of like my all-time favorite ones. Let's see. Stop Destiny. What is Destiny? Um, let's see here. Kick Kendra now. What is Kendra saying? I don't even see someone kick Density out. Y Agent. There's some weird stuff coming in right now. Someone says, "Have you seen Bloody Bloody Bible Camp?" It's one of my favorite slasher films. Yeah, I'm talking to the director of Bloody Bible Camp because he's working on a new movie. I think it's called Psycho A Go Go or something like that. It's like a musical thing, and I think I'm going to be doing a small part in that one. There's like a thing that'll be like a couple lines or something like that. But I loved, Bloody Bloody Bible Camp. That's a great throwback 80s slasher film. Let's see. Hey, Sean, I watched the movie Clifford on VHS. I watched it a couple days ago and thought it occurred to me, how could a movie this good not have had a sequel? No, Clifford would have been amazing if there was a sequel. I would love to, especially if they did it now, like seeing Martin Short older now playing Clifford. That'd be like absolutely amazing. Like I'd absolutely love to see that one. Someone says, thoughts on Safdie Brothers possibly directing a dark Pee-wee. Yeah, Paul Rubens really wants to do an R-rated Pee-wee, and that'd be kind of interesting to see an R-rated Pee-wee movie. So I would definitely, I definitely like to see that. I don't know if they'll do it because they usually like to like have control over their script and everything. Maybe if Paul Rubens will let them write the script, or at least write the script with them, they would do it. But anyway, though, guys, I've been on here now for 2.5 hours, and thanks so much, guys, for coming on, and thanks for watching and all your support. And like I said, I will be going live tomorrow or Sunday night as well after my walk, usually around like 11 or so at night, something like that. Kind of around the same time I went live tonight. But anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.